Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Phil's Recap and Review. This is Game of Thrones Season 8, Episode 4. I really wish we knew the episode titles beforehand, because it really pauses with my flow that I usually say the episode title right there. But this was, well, I'll say it right off the bat. This was probably my favorite episode of the season, all in all. We had some fun. We had some schlockiness with the pairings. This episode should have been called Everyone Gets Laid. Game of Thrones, Everyone Gets Laid.
But the Hound.
But no, hey, I'm still not convinced Sansa and the Hound didn't do something. The way she grabbed his hand and walked off, they cut that scene weird, Joe. He might have followed her there. For all those Hound Sansa people, we got a little bit further motion on that. At least we were seeing some stuff. A lot of progression on the story, moving the pieces into place for episode 5 and preceding 6. This was an episode where I'm gonna get a little yay, because I've been saying for years that they were going to go with Daenerys or some sort of Daenerys conflict. I don't know if they're going to go full she goes crazy, but in the sense that Varys seems to, and I'm jumping right into this, Varys seems to have something in motion already, right? Is that the impression you got?
Seemed to be, Ilario from that city over there. Which one?
Oh, from not Volantis. Where it is. I know where I'll pop in my head at some point or somewhere in the live.
Hold on, it's behind me.
In the live motherfucking chat. We'll
Pentos, right?
Yes,
Pentos.
Penthouse.
Penthouse,
yes, Penthouse Forum, where we're speaking of which, we lost Missandei tonight. But what I really loved in this episode, and I think probably what made it a extra fun episode for me, was the fact that Varys became functionable again, and not like growing a penis and becoming functionable in that way. I mean, really being a character again on the show, and not just being window dressing that's hanging out on the side of the scene. We got to see the spider in action tonight again, and I like that, because he's always been one of my favorite characters on the TV show, and I enjoy him in the books as well. But I think it's one of those characters that's come alive in the portrayal that he has given him throughout the seasons. And I just wish we saw a little bit more of his costume changing on the show, but whatever. I still think this was a great performance by him, and he's back. But apparently all the Dothraki aren't dead. We got some mention of the Dothraki tonight. Jon is a really bad dog dad. Jon Snow deserves a spanking, because I know there's a lot of people. Timo will take him down to the basement. Everyone will take him. There's a lot of people wanting to spank Jon Snow, but he doesn't even go over to Ghost and say goodbye. Like, he just is like, yeah, you take Ghost. Fuck you. He'd rather be in the north. And then Ghost looks at him like, gives him that.
At least he didn't have to white fang him. Come on.
Yeah, I guess. Right? I guess. Oh my goodness. Oh, but we're not alone, Joe. We have with us.
I didn't even go over and scritch him. Nothing.
We got the live motherfucking chat. Oh, Tormund was that guy at the party, the drunk guy at a party. I thought just in general this had some fun to it, and then it also had some bite to it. Spoilers aside that happened earlier today with all that sort of stuff, I didn't see the dragon thing happening. That came out of nowhere. That surprised me. Did it surprise you, Joe?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't see it coming.
Here's the thing. I was thinking, of course, those things should be mounted all over the boats, right? And then as soon as they showed storms or whatever, Dragonstone in the distance, I looked at Kate and I said, naval battle.
Yeah. I'm so excited that they did that, even though, like, how much time how many replicators did they get? Did they go to Star Trek land, and did they get the universal replicators so they could reproduce those scorpions? Because they got a ton of them. How long's it been? I guess the time thing is a little weird. It's better than a dog. It's better than the dad dog that his dog's still alive. Very, very true, Jay. At least John's dog is still alive. Brian Dodd says, Joe, we love you. Oh, we got Joe. Phil, you called it. Fractured Northern Power. I do feel a little. It's heading in that direction. They spent a lot of time in this episode setting up for, as we were talking about in the pregame show, or referring to it in this sense, and in threat of a better way of saying it, the endgame villain. We're going to deal with Cersei in episode 5, and then Dany versus Jon is our main event here at the end. Or Varys sets into motion. So some shit's going to happen, Joe.
Of course. It's going to be very
bittersweet. Bittersweet, maybe? Oh, wait. John was like, I don't pet wolves anymore. I pet dragons. Oh, my God. Ghost is alive. The best news. Oh, my God, Jay. Oh, my God. The Lannister action was life. Vomiting is not celebration. Says Timothy Targaryen with the Super Chat donation. Spin the wheel. Oh, my gosh. Thank you, Timothy. Thank you. It's going in that direction. I always kind of thought it would go in that direction. I don't think they're going to make it as clear and cut and dry as Dany is a villain or something or goes crazy. But there is going to be choices that are made. And Dany is getting, all jokes of playing Veruca Salt aside, was getting very I want it now in this episode. And Varys made a good point. I'm glad that they brought shit up like, why don't they get married? Because I'm screaming that at the television screen. So at least they had it. Again, that discussion with Varys and Tyrion was really good, well written for show purposes, and really evolved what was going on in the moment. And I liked seeing that. It reminded me of a conversation that Peter Baelish and him would have at a different time period and in a different place. Tyrion's back to being shithouse drunk in this episode through the whole fucking episode. Brienne lost her V card. And Sansa was up to her old tricks of being Sansa in this episode too, ratting out Jon. But come on, Jon. Like, did anybody watching this show, any human being or dog or cat or any creature watching this show for a second think that Sansa was going to not tell everybody that? She might as well have crossed her fingers and said, Arya, I believe it. Arya
Pinky swear you won't say nothing.
Yep. There was no pinky swear going on there. No.
Varys is right. How many people know? 8. Okay. Yeah. Might as well be everybody. It's information now. It's no longer a secret. It's now fucking usable information. Because in a week, everybody's going to know. So
we got people in the live chat calling Varys a traitor. Do you think Varys is a traitor, Joe?
He was talking treason. But he said, according to him, he's always made his allegiance known. It was the realm.
Oh, Smokahontas, I'm with you. I need to get to Tyrion's level right now, too, after that episode. Holy crap. Okay, so let's talk about here at 11 o'clock, the deaths on Game of Thrones. And also, everybody, if you guys want to get your thoughts in, unfortunately, there's something going on with an update in the phone line system, so we don't have a call-in line tonight, but we do have our text and voicemail line at 781-990-8509. We may miss the live chat because it zips by quick. I'll try to get some live chats in there and get any of our super chats that we get, of course. But if you guys want to get your thoughts in for sure, text or call in 781-990-8509. And also throughout the week, leave us messages about any of the questions about this season. We'll be doing a feedback show this Thursday at 3 p.m. with a special guest, Nick Hodges from History Buffs. So if you have a question for Nick or me or for Joe here tonight, make sure you leave a message for us for the feedback show. And we'll also try to take some calls that day too. So let's go over here to we got the fractal curve. I just dig your style, man. Natural entertainment. Oh, peace to you, motherfucker. I love that slightly Lebowski like way you said that. I just dig your style, dude. I just dig your style, dude. Spin that fucking wheel for you. The first spin was drink for Phil, which I did drink. Fractal curve. Oh yeah, 597 points. Bam, motherfucker. And rest in peace, Masande from the recovery. Oh, Fractal Curve, you got review commentary of your choice. So Fractal Curve, if you want to email me at igottissuesman@gmail.com, you can find that in the link in the description or in the box below. You can request any episode of a TV show or a movie or something you want us to do a review on, and it is yours. Okay, the recovery says rest in peace, Masande. Okay, so I want to get to that. We can talk about what happened with the dragons, and that surprised me. I'll be honest, the Masande death was spoiled for me today. It was dark and full of spoilers out there today when parts of this episode leaked earlier in the day.
I don't know how you get caught up in spoilers.
I don't know how I was in the wrong.
You purposely click it. Like you see a headline, you're like, oh, I got spoiled. You fucking purposely did it. No,
sometimes people send me messages and I just open the message and the video is there. Today, someone sent me a message. I'm not saying
so you still have to click on the video.
I saw a face on the video. It was, I can talk about it now. It was like a close-up on Masande Missandei's face with the mountain behind her, like in the still shot. And I was like, okay, I'm clicking on this fucking video. Oh my goodness. Stephen Michael Davis, love this episode. The show got back to its roots. I dig it, and I dig your style too, dude. Oh, thank you for that spin of the wheel. And then we got Leanna Finn with a huge super chat donation. Thank you, Leanna, and thank you to all of you super chatters. You honestly have no fucking clue how much this means. She landed on, wait, we have one more spin after that. Stephen Michael Davis landed on everyone drinks. So whether you're drinking water, coffee, whatever, toast your drink to Stephen Michael Davis and to Missandei and to Rhaegal tonight. John called Rhaegal by name earlier in the episode, which almost sealed the death. And Carmine was talking about this on a podcast before in one of his videos about how Missandei and Grey Worm made retirement plans, so there was no way that either one of them made it to the retirement. So he was wrong about the episode. I think he thought it was going to be Grey Worm in episode 3, but he was right about the situation. That could be added to Joe and I's cliche list that we made, the cliche video. You can find that.
I think it was. Yeah, it's on.
It might be. It's one of those things when people are
Couple makes plans for the future.
Yeah,
yep, done.
Death. Tuberculosis, Joe. Tuberculosis. Locious? Well, that's a band name right there. Callie teleports behind you and kills you with the Valyrian butter knife. Hey! Oh, you sneaky bastard. Oh, drink again. Oh, my goodness. I got to take another drink. Okay, Dracarys, which was Missandei's last words. Ghost missing an ear. Oh. The power of stupid will drive our heroes to victory. Oh, we got the lovely T-Baby in the live chat. We got Fandom D Saint. They ain't fair for both Arya and Dany. Out to kill my baby mama. Hey, Cersei had a good episode tonight.
Made in the darkness. John, I don't want to be king. Yeah, going around telling everybody.
Yeah,
I'm the true Targaryen. Joe. You know, Rhaegar's kid. No.
Don't tell him.
I don't want.
Don't tell anybody. Joe, I don't want anyone to watch this podcast. You could share it if you want, but I'm not going to tell anybody. Oh my goodness, all these awesome folks in the hey Phil, it was an episode. Burn them all, says Kevin D. Please bring up the off-screen reveal of Jon's parentage. It may be bring up the off-screen reveal of Jon's parentage. It made me crazy. Oh yes, like how come they cut it with Bran? They're like, Bran, tell him what happened, and then don't you want to hear that uncomfortable conversation of Bran telling them? Well,
we've heard it.
Well, Sansa, yes, Jon. Or I want to hear what Sansa's reaction is initially in that one. 1998 champions. Oh, it's great to see all of you guys in the chat tonight. K. Rich, Critchard, forms of communication, telegraph, telephone, tell Sansa. Dany should have burned down the Red Keep last year. 3 dragons and a wall. So many people have died because she listened to Tyrion, and I'm adding Tyrion's peace talks early. Should she have, and I guess I'm asking this question, but it's playing the what if game, but should she have just brought fire and blood to King's Landing right when she hit Westeros and then eventually have met up with Jon Snow and gone north? Should she have handled the King's Landing situation when she had 3 dragons and there were less of those fucking scorpion things?
Seeing as how King's Landing is apparently on the verge of just burning anyway, or maybe not because there's no more dragons. But since, the people are all going to die anyway in this conflict, yeah, I guess maybe she should have.
Yeah. Yeah, can't believe Jamie. I want to go for 2 comments here. One from Amanda, one from Smokahontas. Can't believe Jamie did Brienne like that. Jamie hit it and quit it. What the fuck? Yep. He did. He ran away and went back to the old wife that abuses him when he could have been with that. Some
people just can't climb mountains.
I guess so. Somewhere Tormund is crying.
Don't go chasing mountaintops.
Okay, good job, Joe. Yeah, good. I like that. Oh, we got another super chat donation. The recovery. Bra was an asshole tonight, but true to his character. Love you guys. Can I get a spin? You can get a spin. You earned that spin, motherfucker. There it is. Spin that fucking wheel. Spin that wheel. I need to play spin wheel music.
But what's Bronn thinking? Okay, great. So they win the war, and the queen is like, yeah, here you're a lord now of Highgarden. Okay. Now we decapitate you. Right? Like what? Like now we burn you alive. This doesn't make much sense that he would go about that in that way.
The only reason I like Jaime of leaving because he's on a suicide mission. He's on a mission from Gad to go kill Cersei, and I like that. He can say he's trying to save her, but he's going to kill her. That's what's going to happen. Exact. People in the live chat are saying he's going to kill Cersei. It is happening, and okay, it's late, but you landed on a little.
Yeah, that's what he said right when he left. Pretty much, that's what he said. He said he wasn't leaving because he loved her. He said she's hate filled, and so am I.
And so am I. But I think
very angry right now.
I think Brienne was implying that he was going to leave so he gets the same fate.
For life.
Or yeah, basically so he's sacrificing himself because he's as hateful as she is, so he deserves to die the same way she does. So he's going to die with her. I tend to hope he's going there to fucking kill her. And you guys,
but he's going to die with her.
Probably. Okay, that was for the super chat. It's late. I can't play too much of a drum solo, but there you go. Before I wake something up. Sorry about that. Okay, Gendry is a cuck. Gendry's pussy whipped already. Once he finds out about Cersei fucking urine, oh, he's gonna freak out. And poor Gendry, we've gone this far without talking about Gendry, but Gendry did win Storm's End.
Right, he's Lord of Storm's End, right?
He's doing fine.
Made True Blood of Baratheon, right? Who is supposedly like the family that's still on the fucking throne, right?
Yeah.
She was married to a Baratheon. Her children carried the Baratheon fucking name.
That's why Dany gave it to him to like earn his loyalty to say no. It's yours.
Arya won't be a lady.
Watch out, little sister. Sansa's gonna
Arya
take your
will
man.
be a queen.
Jaime Finn, I definitely do think that Sansa might try to get a little Gendry, and with Arya's blessing, I think Jaime goes 8 seasons to get that Brienne, and then he leaves, says JC Wilder. Gendry stiffed. Yes, I hope that's what he's going to do. He should have said goodbye to Brienne rather than leave when she was sleeping. Yeah, he was hoping to just have the... In fairness, Jaime's only been with one other woman in his whole life. It's probably an uncomfortable feeling for him in that moment. He probably feels like, especially once he hears that information, or maybe they should have like kept that information.
It's not like he didn't know they were going down to start war with his fucking sister, though. That's the bullshit of the whole thing.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I'm saying. Oh wait. Oh, did you say war? Oh, never mind. Like, ridiculous.
Oh, you're either gonna try to kill Cersei when they go down there?
Oh, no, can't have that. Like,
but it's interesting that it was hearing that another dragon got killed and that Missandei was kidnapped that drove Jaime down there. So is that because he assumes? Did he think Cersei was gonna win, and that's why he?
Right. What? Wait. What? People get taken captive in war. Jaime doesn't know that. Things die in war. Jaime doesn't know that. Come on, war.
Good God, yeah.
Good God.
What is it good for, Joe? Absolutely fucking nothing, motherfucker. Absolutely nothing. Okay, so great episode, fun. Brienne is going north to find Tormund next episode. Coyote uglied. Sandor, the new couple. I hate Sansa even more. Oh, we're going to get into Sansa. Sansa had an interesting episode, and we're going to listen back to a lot of the dialogue tonight because there's a lot of good stuff. And I said it earlier, no episode of television show, unless you're made by Vince Gilligan, is perfect. But even then, you can find some criticism. But I think for me, this was my favorite episode of the season. I said it at the onset of the show, and I think this had what episode 2 had, but had a little bit more weight to it, and a little bit more humor, and a little bit more levity and fun, while still having a bite to it with the Cersei stuff and the dragon kill.
Yeah.
Which I still hate Euron there, but
God, he's awful.
I wish he didn't get the kill.
You've changed your tune about Euron. You loved him when he
No,
first
I
came
did.
up.
I know. I love the idea of Euron because it's good to go to the bathroom sometimes. No, because I generally like the book Greyjoys a lot more than you do, and I like book Euron, and I thought that maybe they could try to simulate something close to what that is on the show, or at least cast an actor that could bring some interesting energy, and instead they cast the Dread Pirate Pussy Roberts or something, whatever, Jake the Snake Roberts, whatever. He's like a professional wrestler out there. Like,
I know he's horrible. He's the clown of the fucking whole series.
He's
along with the snakes. He belongs.
He belongs in the snakes. If we go to Game of Thrones, has been almost perfect on casting. Like they do really well in the casting. Even in some of the cases where I know Stannis fans will be like, Stannis was done wrong as a character the way he was written, I still think still think they cast someone good to play a good Stannis. So I think for the most part,
but they also wrote the snakes wrong, casted the snakes wrong,
wrote Euron wrong, who knows
Euron wrong.
But with the snakes, who knows if it was the casting? Because I've definitely seen two of those actresses be good in other things. One of them is Colleen from Iron Fist.
Yeah, the mistake was in putting them in the series at all.
No, the mistake.
Yes, no.
No, the mistake was not having Ariana. The mistake was not having Ariana. You should have had one more sand snake. Let's not talk about the sand snakes.
Listen. Their arc was horribly small. It consisted mostly of look at us, look at my tits, look at my weapon.
Yeah, but that's not what
and die.
But that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying there's enough good stuff with the snakes in the books that if they'd written them differently and you had the main one that's important.
But for the show, they just should have been left out. The mistake in casting was they casted anyone at all because they wrote them fucking horribly shitty. That doesn't seem to have been something that would also change. So therefore, the mistake in casting is that they casted anyone they shouldn't have even put them
I'm not having this argument.
You can get their whole plot line done with just Ilaria.
Fair. Okay. So I don't
whatever the chick's name was.
I'm glad that got your ire joke because it's always more fun when you're angry. But I don't want to talk sand snakes. I'll say okay, you're right.
Cena level creativity, exactly. Come on.
Joe's always right. But it is worth mentioning them because of their comparisons to Euron. But I guess Warrior Princess. I guess Euron's Hercules is that where we're going right now? So I can see that. I can see him being Hercules. Jaime made it seem that Brienne was not good and bad. No. I think it's the Cersei blood-sucking thing that she has on him got triggered when he was reminded again of her
that she was going to die,
of her demise. Yeah. And that there would be no chance for peace, that there's no chance that if another dragon died and Missandei was killed, that Tyrion could ever talk her into giving Cersei mercy and giving her, a life sentence in a cell instead of death by fire or something. It's the crit just like sand snakes. Oh my god, let's talk about medieval cavalry tactics. Anything but that. Oh my goodness. Rest in peace, Arya Hoda. Okay, yes, let's all like take a drink for the Lost Dorn plot for anyone who's fans in the books. But anyways, okay, so let's not waste any more time with this fucking foreplay bullshit. Let's start the show off. Let's do something a little different tonight and take a couple of voicemails first. And here we go. Let's start off right with our good buddy SM Down.
Jaime's going to go kill Cersei, but you do realize Arya's left with like a day ahead of them and is a faceless assassin and is on the same road to go do the same thing. So, which one gets to her first? Later.
I think that Arya will have a different use. I don't think Arya gets the Cersei kill, but I could be wrong. I think Arya is going to help the Hound with the mountain.
Avenge the mountain. Avenge the Hound.
Oh,
by killing the mountain.
No, I think both of them will like die killing the mountain together or something.
I don't know, man.
We'll see. I don't.
Arya's going to kill Dany.
Arya's going to kill.
That's why she's going down there.
Arya's going to kill Dany. Interesting. Okay, I like that. I like that prediction. That's good. I want Jon to be the king, says Black Robin in the live chat. Jaime climbing the Brienne tree. Big E. Dany, Kill Bill theme song when Cersei commanded to kill Missandei. Does anyone know? Excuse me. Sorry. Does anyone know who the Lord of Storm's End is? Dany would be good to add cinnamon sins. She would be. I'll take off a sin for that. As if Jaime would still care about Cersei. This is so out of character, or he's up to something very stupid. Hey, Nancy T in the live chat. I would have hoped that we got to that point where Jaime was completely done with Cersei. And I'm hoping that his stupid thought is closer to what Joe was saying. And the stupid thought is I have to go there and kill her because no one else can get it as close to her as I can get. And I'm going to save lives by risking myself to kill her and just die by the mountain's hand right afterwards. And he's going on a suicide mission to stop her, not to save her or die with her. He's going out to be like, I have one last great duty to do and kill one more. I'm a Kingslayer. It's time to be a Queenslayer too. And also whatever, killing your
Kinslayer
and a Kinslayer or your twin. I'm sure there's a word that's called, twincest killer. We're gonna go with that. And
Siblicide.
That duplicide. I think that could. Siblicide. Okay, I'll take that. We'll take that one. The real YT Jamie. Oh yeah, I already read that one. Jamie made it seem that Brienne wasn't good in bed. Spin that wheel. And we also had Jade Dragon Melly, who says my brother Rhaegal's death gutted me. I knew something was up the way they were all cheery and happy and flying through the sky. Pour one out for me. So we're going to pour one out, take a sip for that. I'm going to pour one out down my throat for that one.
Oh, that's a good one, Maiden.
What did Maiden say? Read it.
Mountain kills Arya. Sets off the Hound.
The
Hound is already set off. The Hound can't wait to do it to begin with. I like Arya puts the Hound out of his misery.
Ooh.
After the Mountain beats the shit out of him, much like Brienne did.
Pick your poison. Great to see you. Who is in Highgarden now? Just chilling with some good weed up in Highgarden. Everyone's high up in Highgarden. Is the Night King coming back? I don't think so. Not this season. Maybe we'll see a spot of it. Someone suggested in a different chat earlier, could the Night King be in the Weirwood net? But I don't know. I'm not sure if we're going to see any sign of that other than maybe a point at the end of the series that could trigger that winter always comes again, and that a time would come. I don't know. Who knows? I don't think we're going to see the Night King again in these next 3 episodes. I think next episode is all going to be dealing with the Cersei situation. Then episode 6 is going to be dealing with Jon and Dany and Varys's plan that is in motion right now. Here we go. What else in the chat? Are you drinking a shake? Yeah, I'm drinking from Shake Shack. Oh, twins killing each other is called sororicide. Did I pronounce that correctly? SOROR.
Sororicide.
Sororicide. I want to put some Sororo on my bagel with Lux. Hey Phil, you have a milkshake and I have a milkshake. Drink it up. It's a drunk milkshake is what this shit is. Drunk milkshake. Gemicide. Interesting. Geminicide. Okay. So Gemini side. I like that. So now, as I mentioned, let's not waste any more silly time. Let's get into this. Okay, let's get into the recap of this episode. I'm excited to hear some of these scenes again and go through this. So we open up on a body on some grass as we pan up, and it's Jorah the Explorer, gone from this world, dead as Dany is really sad, and we get some sad music, and it's a dark tone. And
everybody's sad. You get the close up of everybody's face, looking at everybody's loved dead one.
Yep. And
come on, just light that shit up and move on.
And Morning Mayan says Jon fully picked his sisters over Dany. And I wanted to play one more message before we. It
was touching when they showed Leon. I started tearing.
Yeah. And we got a special message right here, Joe, from our good buddy.
Special one.
Oh no, I'm playing some music. Oh, stop music.
Joey Babes, what are you guys doing? Listen, Big J here. I love this episode tonight. I thought it was a great carryover from last week. Like no dialogue last week, but all the dialogue was right on the money. I can't even remember. I just ended about calling you guys. It ended about maybe a half hour ago.
Yeah.
I'm assuming your show's coming on, but yeah, listen, man. Like they say in the mafia, Dany might need a fucking hit, man. They might need to put her out of her misery. She doesn't give a fuck about Jon. All she is about the throne right now.
Yep.
I think she cares about Jon, but she cares more about being the fucking queen.
Yeah, she didn't offer marriage to him.
And
I'm gonna play the rest of Big J's message, but yeah, Joe, she never suggested that. The only people that have suggested that are Varys and Tyrion, or Varys really, or both of them. But and their responses are, do you think Dany wants to share? Or Varys' response is, you really think Dany wants to share?
She very much does not want to share.
She wouldn't even bring it up. I'm surprised that she wouldn't in that moment say, it doesn't really matter. We love each other. We'll rule together. But it's what she's wanted since she was a child, even though it's not what she wanted since she was a child. It's what she's wanted since Drogo died, really.
Right.
But it's it's what Viserys wanted initially, and she's transforming herself into Viserys as a kid. I just want to make that clear. Dany keeps going on about this is the only thing she's wanted. She wanted to be back in her homeland, but she didn't want to be queen of everything.
No, she didn't even want to be back in her homeland. She doesn't remember.
No, she wanted to be in Pentos with the house with the
house with the red door.
The house in the red door. But I'm saying, even to a certain extent, if we want to accept that maybe she would have wanted to be back in, living the life of a Targaryen before the dynasty fell, she still never really thought about being queen of all of the world. That didn't come till much later, which she earned it and built it up over there and all that kind of crap. But she's making it seem like this is her only dream she's ever had, and it's not.
It still makes no sense why Jorah wasn't the only person still standing with her after Drogo died, like that night. Yeah, they get the funeral pyre set up, but when all the rest decide they're going to be a new Khal and all that, and everybody's taken off, nobody gets to stay. Oh, you're going to stay? You become like what? So like right now I can't take you as a slave, but tomorrow after we leave and we come back, I could take you as a slave? Come on. All those Dothraki that propped her up right at the very beginning, I don't understand how they got to stay. Why weren't they just like clubbed and dragged along? Everybody else gets clubbed and dragged the fuck along or murdered. Like, the fuck?
Smokahontas, I agree with you. Brienne chose wrong. Tormund needs to swoop in there and murder that furry cat. Fuck fat. Yeah, he needs to step on in there and show and while she's still crying, he needs to show up. Why are you crying, big woman? That the stupid lion walk away. You come up north. And all that sort of shit. Burn it all down. Jon has friends and families. It's time to burn that city down. Okay, so let's play the rest of Jay's message.
I don't know what this guy Ferris is up to, the bald guy with no balls. Is he talking about poisoning her, or something, or killing her? I like the way the girl went out at the end. She said, like what you say, fire in Dothraki.
Dracarys.
Not Dothraki. On Sully, right? She said
Valant-
fire, right, or whatever. That was fucking cool. Just the whole episode was good, man. I mean, they're getting it on right now, Innocent people gonna die, and that's how war is, unfortunately, The fucking dragons are gonna be firing, and the one dragon left. Man, this girl fucking loses dragons, man. Like I lose my bets when I bet football, She can't fucking keep these dragons going, man. She's losing one after the other. But, yeah, fucking, it's just, I thought Jon's speech was good in the beginning. He sounded powerful. It was good. And, one other thing, the big, redheaded guy, the one that was sucking on the giant lady's tit, how come he's not joining the war? How come he's going back into the wild or whatever with the wolf shit? Maybe you could explain that to me. But, all right. I think this voicemail's been going on long enough. I really fucking enjoyed this episode.
Never.
And I'd like to hear what you guys got to say.
Oh, no, Jay.
Tonight. I hope you play my voicemail.
Of course we're going to play your fucking voicemail. Jay, I just want to play it again. No, you can. That's perfect. I think just because they feel comfortable be away from any of the politics and the bullshit that happens in the South, so they want to go back up north where they can just live now without the threat of the White Walkers. The only reason they were coming south in the first place is because they felt the rumblings of the Army of the Dead rising and being more active than they were for thousands of years. So that forced them down south, and that's forced Mance to kind of gather all the wildlings together, and after that, with Tormund kind of leading a group through to want to go. So that's why they went away. And oh god, I fucking, and as people in the live chat say, this guy's a legend. Yes, he is. He's the legend of Tin Alley. Yeah, we got the Smokahontas says best voicemail of all time. Yeah, Big J is the man, and we're lucky we got big. We're so glad we got Big J into Game of Thrones, and he checks out. We do have some more voicemails waiting and some texts. We will get to some of those later in the evening, and the ones that we do not get to, I will play on Thursday evening's show or Thursday afternoon show with Nick Hodges. So either way, make sure you leave a voicemail. We'll either play it tonight or on Thursday. And hello, everyone in the live chat. Great to see all you guys tonight. It's good stuff. Okay, so we open up and Jorah dies of, as someone said in the live chat, and I'm sorry, I'm not giving you credit for whoever initially said the joke, but Jorah died of blue balls, and it's very sad, and very, very good joke, live chatter that said that first. 2 points for your team. Sad music and a dark tone to it. And I do want to add that Daenerys kisses him once and then kisses him twice goodbye. That might have been the most action he's ever gotten from her. And I like how she was aware of it tonight. We've never really heard her talking about it. She always plays aloof on it because that's the best way to keep it going. It's like, I don't see it, whatever, to not make him feel uncomfortable. But she actually names it tonight a little bit. Yep, he loved me. I just couldn't go there.
Yep.
Couldn't do it. Oh, Timo in the live chat. Wonderful see Nymeria tonight. Less possible, but the Hound and Arya may bump into Nymeria again. I guess there is a chance they're going sort of in that direction. So it is a possibility, but I highly
No, we said bye to Nymeria.
Yeah,
never come back. The wolves are done.
If we
to see any of them.
Yeah, if we didn't see them. Yeah, exactly. We may see Ghost one more time if Jon has to go north.
Dude, no. Why does he have to go north?
I don't know.
If he has to go north, all of a sudden he has to go north of the wall again.
Maybe.
Right? Come on now.
Maybe,
done.
Maybe he's gonna retire. Maybe he's gonna retire in a shack in a van down by the river. Maybe.
No more wolves. You'll see them no more.
Well, fuck off, Joe, because you're so fucking. Joe's always.
This was you said goodbye to them.
Joe's
we
always
said goodbye
wrong.
to them tonight. Bye, Ghost.
Yeah,
they're good as ghosts.
Oh my
all
goodness.
of them.
Oh, and I see we got some more voicemails, so definitely leave them if you have any thoughts about this episode. 781-990-8509. Even if you're listening to the audio cast of this, which the podcast should be out at this point when you're getting this on Monday afternoon. So make sure you still leave voicemails in text 781-990-8509. So Jorah gets some kisses. Then we see Theon and we see Sansa crying, like crying ugly. Like Sansa was going bad, and this was an episode for Sansa. Like Sansa haters, and we do have a bunch. There was a lot to hate for Sansa tonight.
Massive Sansa haters.
Yeah, we had Sansa hater porn going on in this episode, Joe. And she was making decisions, making points, and going in directions that as you can always tell when I'm looking for a sound effect because I start just talking inanely. Not that I talk with a lot of meaning normally, but it's at certain point in times I'm like no, and now it's past the point. I was gonna play a fuck Sansa sound clip, but no, I'm too late. Am I? No, I'm not too late.
No.
They call her Sansa, bitchy and whiny. No one you see is annoying as she. Go fuck yourself, Sansa, always stink-eyeing. When is she dying? We can't wait to see. Fuck Sansa.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so there we go.
Oh,
okay.
Everybody hates her so much. I
It's
don't quite
tough.
understand the hate, but
She's making it easy on them. Yeah, she's making it easy. She's making it easy on them, and I like
up until this season. They started this season off very strange with her, and right away she was all stink eye all the time, right?
Yeah.
Like this was a new change in a drastic change in direction, very sudden from even season 7. Very different. So, and it makes it easier to dislike her, even though I didn't quite really understand all the Sansa hate from before that point.
Apulia says, "I love Sansa," and in this situation with Dany and Sansa, I'm not taking either side. I think they've both been wrong in situations and they've both been right in situations. I think where I really like Sansa in the situation is when Dany went to her and was fake being nice and holding her hand and pretending, and then once Sansa disagreed with her once, Dany like ripped the hand away. I was like, fuck you. But Sansa does have a little bit of Baelish and Cersei's influence in on her. So she makes some choices that are questionable to if they are best for for the Starks in the North or if it's best for what's for her. And it's interesting. And I think it's been an interesting turn for her character. And I like, even though I think it does elicit some hate and it's fun to watch, I think she's always been, her ride's been fun. And I don't mean fun. It's not. I wouldn't want to do it, but you know what I mean. Like it's
her whole philosophy is flawed, right? Like, I want to abolish slavery, but everybody better bend the knee and do what I say.
Oh, you're talking about Dany.
I should be the only slave master. Yeah, Dany. Didn't we get?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I was talking. I didn't know if you're talking about Sansa. They're similar.
So like, I don't know. It's something not to trust about all that. Like you said, it's her false like when she walked up to Sansa, like even tonight when she went in to go talk to Jon, like it was all like she tried to seduce him a little bit and then get him to do exactly what she wanted. And when he wasn't having it, she was like, fuck you then.
She Carmela Soprano'd him when the teacher wouldn't give AJ a recommendation letter.
Right. Anytime somebody doesn't do or say what she wants, like even like her husband back in fucking Essos, right? Anytime he was quite frequently like, bitch, listen to me. You don't know what you're doing here. But she disagrees, she gets angry, and she doesn't want to listen to it. Like she needs some severe convincing from her fucking hands and advisors on just little shit. It's ridiculous. It's like common sense. No, people disagree with you. You don't kill them.
Apulia says $25, no, $2. Even though you hate Sansa, I love Sansa. I don't hate Sansa. I just think she makes some questionable choices along the way. Arguing with Jon in public forums a couple seasons ago when that should have been a conversation in private. Promising Jon she wouldn't tell anybody and immediately telling Tyrion Lannister of all fucking people, knowing that he's a person that's gonna tell somebody else. Like she knows Tyrion is the greatest talker in all of Westeros. I would argue in Essos too. I would argue that Tyrion is the greatest talker in all of the whole planet. So by her telling him, that's like, I mean, I'm thinking in our world, that's like us telling our co-host of the Sopranos podcast, Big Daddy, anything. You tell Big Daddy something, you know the whole friend group's gonna know because he's a Yenta, and Tyrion is a Yenta. So she's telling him with the intention to spread that around, just like Varys was saying. Now 8 people know. Now 100 people are gonna know. If Sansa wants people to know, she's gonna want people to know. I smell this Baelish in her. I mean, he might have even said that. He didn't say that, but it was implied in the motion that Sansa did a Littlefinger move there. Don't tell anybody. But and Tyrion fed right into it and told Varys, who's now half of the world knows. Now Ilario knows. Ilario spread it that a true Targaryen king still around that has a dragon too, or not anymore, but. That can control a dragon. That if Daenerys dies, could probably wield Drogon. Maybe, but possibly not after that look that he gave him after he was hooking up with Dany. I don't know. Maybe that's foreshadowing of them getting into a fight or something. David,
right in front of him.
David Granger, hey Phil, hey Joe. The way John looks at ghosts is the way Dan and Dave look at the fans. We have tons of people going south. It should be a fire episode. Yes, episode 5 should be amazing.
Yeah, just like one of those like Netflix videos or Amazon videos of like the fire on your screen.
Ooh.
That's it. Just like a campfire or a fireplace fire.
Joe, at your leisure, Can you give us the impression of? we need a character impression from you, Joe. So you just have to do it sometime tonight. You don't have to do it on command. Just think about it for a little bit. Holy shit! Here, everybody, we got some amazing super chat donations to get to here. We got Apulia. There we go. There's the rest for Sansa. I love it. Okay,
$75 for Sansa.
Oh, there we
for
go.
Sansa.
For Sansa. For Sansa. For Sansa. We'll pay.
Sansa.
We're like Wayne and Garth. We'll sell out. Not that we'll sell out for Sansa. Love.
80 for Sansa.
Oh yes.
All right. This is the true way to figure out.
Oh no, Joe. Don't.
Who's gonna make the most money? Sansa. Donate if you like Sansa the most.
No, we should put up a poll.
Donate if you like Jon. This is the poll. This is the poll, Phil.
No, it is the poll.
We'll keep a running tally of which character
sure we
our
will.
fans like best by who gets the most money.
Oh yeah. Thanks, Joe.
By
Thanks,
who in whose name raises the most money.
Oh, Antoine Thomas is. Oh, we better watch out. Antoine Thomas is said don't talk about Queen Daenerys behind her back like this. Question that passed through, and then I want to make sure I get to it because it was a good one from I remember from Lady Laura Dane Starfall. Who do you think tipped Cersei off that Dany was on her way? Please and thank you. Is there a spy?
Scouts.
She just got some scouts. Sansa's still a Stark. She's all they got.
They're on their way, right? They're coming eventually. You prepare, you leave scouts, you have crows.
So hopefully it's not a night battle. Sansa in one conversation weakened Dany's most vocal and convincing adversary. It was smart. Don't do it, Joe. Will Dany have dragons at the end? So Euron's fleet just popped out of nowhere in the ocean, and then he just popped back to King's Landing.
They were hiding in a
boat,
a cove.
Oh yeah, they knew that. I mean, you could say that he knew, or he anticipated that they'd be going back to Dragonstone.
Right, and of course, why would you let your fucking enemy just pull right the fuck up if you can do anything to stop some of it?
And I forgot to read the super chat. I like Sansa for not taking any of Dany's hypocrisy. I'll break the wheel, proceeds to burn people alive instead of imprisoning them, says Callie.
I see Fury. That's not a proper vote, man. You can't.
Joe, stop it.
You can't just write them in there.
Fuck you, Joe. Fuck you. I'm going with Timo on that one. Fuck Joe. Shut up. Give us your vote if you like. What are we going, Dany or Sansa here? Is that our vote here? Or fuck Sansa or not fuck Sansa. Give us a thumbs up for fuck Sansa, thumbs down for no fuck Sansa. Okay. So let's continue in here. The gang is all here. They're to light the biggest fire the North has ever seen. We see all the dead piled up nice and neat. That must have been like a whole couple of days of work right there, right? Piling all those bodies in those nice little packages.
Cleaning up Winterfell for the party.
Yeah, it looked great. So Ghost is there too, but not by Jon Snow's side. And you know what? I've decided that Show Ghost fucking hates Jon. Show Ghost is done with Jon. Jon didn't say goodbye to Ghost because Ghost is like, fuck you, dude. Somehow I'm smaller than I used to be. I should be bigger, but somehow I look smaller. I'm sorry. I don't want to go here, Joe, because I don't want to complain about having thank you for the thumbs up and thumbs down. I don't want to get too nitpicky because we get to see Ghost. We've been complaining about seeing Ghost for a while. And doesn't Ghost look smaller than he did in previous seasons? Like when last time we saw him, he didn't get bigger. He got smaller because Jon doesn't take him out enough. Fucking A, man. Lots of thumbs down for fuck Sansa's. We got Corey C with a thumbs up for Sansa. We got AD with a thumbs up for Sansa, but most of them we get some thumbs down here. Okay, so we know we're analysis.
Right? Why did we get robbed, Big Kev?
What did it say? What up, guys? I want to see Brienne's. We need to see more of Arya and the Hound on the road. Now Grey Worm and Missandei both have no heads. But I'm pumped. I need to fucking.
That's one of the spin-offs they're working on that they can't talk about. It's the Adventures of Arya and the Hound.
Oh no! Yay! That'd be great. That'd be amazing. How many nicks can you pick? I can pick a lot. You don't want to see what I can pick. Ghost did miss a few meals, Pinklash, and Jon's just like he He doesn't walk them. Still think Ghost is CGI? No, not anymore. They're definitely not adding anything. Both take drinks. So Joe, whatever you're drinking, whatever I'm drinking, we both have to take a sip here for Big Kev Super Chat. And I owe Leanna one more too. Trying to get all the spins in tonight. Because of thank you guys so much. Thumbs down. I love it. Okay, so Jon gives a speech. Listen to a little bit of Jon's speech.
God, dead.
To our friends, our fellow men and women
Jon's using his big boy voice here.
who set aside their differences
He's got to project.
to fight together and die together so that others might live. Everyone in this world owes them a debt that can never be repaid.
Humans.
It is our duty
Humans.
and our honor
It reminded me a
keep
little of
them
the
alive
Morpheus
in
speech
memory.
in the second Matrix.
for those
movie.
who come after us
I don't remember shit.
and
about
those
the
who come after
second
them.
Matrix movie. What?
For as long as men draw breath, they were the shields that guarded the realms of.
Analysis says Jon using his big J voice.
And we shall.
Oh,
Thank you,
really?
Timo. Thank you, Timo, for remembering that I called this fucking Danny burn them all thing like many seasons ago. I think right when we first started.
Oh, of course.
I
Who
was
didn't know that this was going to happen.
I think some people were questionable about it, and I think
She's been spiraling down too for fucking since pre-Tyrion.
Yeah,
As soon as she piked 150 fucking noble people.
But yeah, this
in spite of whether or not they were, guilty of the crime of piking the children.
But this was an excellent monologue from Kit, and I think some of the most animated he's ever.
Generic.
It maybe in what he was saying, but usually Jon's very reserved, and the performance is reserved. It was good to see him show a little bit more, like just oomph to it in his performance when he's not fighting. And
but it was a generic speech. I wasn't impressed.
What he was saying was like, that's why I said it reminded me a little bit of
like the fucking
Morpheus.
bonfire.
See that
Break
light
out
again.
the fucking marshmallows and the hot dogs. Let's get the fucking ale down here. Let's keep warm. It's winter. Let's get butt naked and fuck.
Wicked, dude. Wicked. But I did like it, Joe. I probably liked it a little bit more than you then.
Yeah, I was ready to move past it. I fucking buried them last week.
You're done. I'm done with you people. Okay, so he uses big boy fist. We watch them all burn, and Danny gets a little turned on watching the burning. Okay, so David Granger says, "Oh, Super Chat Nation. Smartest thing Sansa did was tell Tyrion the realm will rally behind Jon and now Gendry. The Jon ghost scene was symbolic of Jon choosing the path. Jon scene's speech was foreshadowing what's to come." And thank you, IC Spots. If everyone is enjoying or not enjoying what you're watching right now, either hit that like or dislike button. Show the love. And thank you to everyone in the live motherfucking chat. Jon knows why Ghost's eyes are red. You know what I mean. Jay said he caught the Hound on top of Arya stack. I fucking pedophile. What? I agree with Jon. Talk like a politician. Much need. Jon's speech's worse than Negan's. Dolores Ed says it smells like pork when you're hungry, says Pink Lash. Poor Ghost.
It does, dude. Everybody, you know why there was a party afterwards? Because that bonfire, man, that smelled delicious. Everybody's bellies went rumble, rumble.
Keisha says, don't talk bad about my baby Jon. Jon gave a good speech, Joe. And
it was generic. I didn't say it was bad.
No, and you're talking more about the substance of what was written in the speech, not his performance. Or no? Okay, so I think Jon's not a very well-read gentleman, so it was good. I enjoyed it. Okay, so we go off to a dinner feast, which initially is quite awkward with Jon and Danny. She won't really talk to him. She's already starting to play the game now, right? And she says this later. She could never relax in this moment. She's all fucked up about everything. All fucked up about knowing that Jon's the rightful heir. And even if he doesn't want, she's already thinking, it's like she's cheated and she's worried about the information coming out and she's freaking out and she thinks everyone's going to tell somebody. And it's like in that moment where you're losing your shit because you feel guilty or whatever because you did something fucked up and you don't want anyone to know. No one really knows, but they can see it on your face because you're really fucked up. And Dany's in that situation. So I thought this was played really well and it was awkward. And you could see right from the beginning of the episode where they were going with Daenerys. And I thought it was effective and it makes sense to her character. Some people might say, oh, this is a little out of nowhere in some ways, but it isn't. They've gradually built this from every moment she's had to show her listen to people a little less, a little less, a little less. And every time she feels like she listens to somebody else, people die. And the only times things work
don't go her way.
Right. The only time things work is when she makes the decision. And it's going to cause probably her to make a poor decision that I don't think it's going to go as simple as Dany's crazy, Mad Queen, burn them all. I don't think it's going to be that simple. I think she's going to act haphazardly and quick to act and make a big mistake of some sort and cost lives that she cares about or some shit's going to happen. And it's going to cause her to people to rally more behind Jon, and she's still going to fight for it and be stubborn about that. But I don't think it's going to be as simple as she turns evil, mustache twirly, big bad villain kind of situation. I just think she's going to be the last obstacle in some ways or get herself killed. It might be as simple as she gets herself killed because she acts stupid and underestimates Cersei and goes in there and gets fucked off next episode, thrown off a dragon by one of those bolts that can't hit Drogon for some reason. Let's see. Phil shaved and turned into Benjamin Buttons. I look turned like creepy guy in the village. Sorry, I know. I know I look weird. It's a big change.
Rhaegal gets shot with 3, 4.
And they don't.
First time these guys are actually shooting at something that's moving in the fucking air because, things other than small birds don't actually move in the air with those, So they're shooting these for the first time at moving airborne targets. 3 strikes into Rhaegal.
Yeah. No shots for Drogon, even though you have every one of those ships with one of those things. Again, you don't aim at the one that has the dragon princess on the back there. You're right. Cersei pulled a Ramsay. Tom, you motherfucker. Tom is in the live chat. Smokahontas. Jon is the only person capable of uniting the 7 kingdoms. Neither Cersei or Dany are fit to rule. Blah, 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 blah. More bad writing from Dan and Dave. And I agree with that to a certain extent. They've set that up. They set that up decently with the Tyrion and the Varys stuff, but you're 100% right, Smokahontas. Zancy says, and they hit all 3 of the first shots, but missed the 4th. Right. Oh, thank you, Maiden of Darkness. You humble me as I blush. I appreciate that. Ballistas better than cannons. Qyburn created quite a weapon, and he created a weapon that obviously can be made and replicated very quickly too. I want to say that. What do we say?
They did say they had all their blacksmiths working to do that shit months ago, last season.
Yeah, it's very true. And if Euron can build 1,000 ships in like a very quick time, I guess it's not that big of a deal. They got Floki working on it.
From trees on barren islands.
Joe, I am the shipbuilder Floki. I will make your weapon. I can't do a Floki impression. You do a better. No, you're better at it than I.
I can't go up against that.
Okay, you asshole. Okay, MQ. There's your character impression. How many times these dragons gonna get hurt and no one thought to give them fucking armor? Dany knows her history. She should fucking give her dragons fucking armor. Once the ballista or whatever it's called, I always kill that word. Once the scorpion was a factor, she should have thought about that. When you have Gendry in there and you're building these dragon glass weapons and all this fucking shit, why wouldn't they design some armor for those dragons? That's kind of stupid.
Maybe it'll weigh them down. Maybe they can't move well.
Fuck those.
What kind of armor? You make it chainmail?
No.
Leather?
Light.
What?
Light. Valyrian steel. No.
Okay, those bolts went through ships. Straight through fucking big wooden fucking ships, man. You're gonna need a lot of plate.
Urine.
A lot of plate.
Oh yeah. Urine's got some plate.
Chain.
Rhaegal should have zigzagged. Yeah, he should have. Good point. Good point, IC Fury.
Don't worry, he zigzagged on the way down.
Poor guy. Okay, so the dinner feast is quite awkward, and we get a lot of the Hound one-liners. We get Gendry looking for
You
Arya.
can still smell the burning bodies, and that's where your head is at.
I just want to thank her for...
I'm sure you do.
Look, it's not about that.
Of course, it's
You're trying to trigger me with the budget talks, Pink Lash. HBO can fuck themselves with budget talks. Game of Thrones there should be no budget constraints in this final season. HBO is making so much fucking money right now, hand over fist. No budget constraints. Fuck that shit. Question: when the hell did Euron manage to kidnap Missandei? I guess we're to assume she was in the
when
water.
She got in the skiff.
She was in the water, and he just grabbed her. Okay, so Dany calls Gendry's name after he has some plays.
Right. Because here's the thing. She goes to go get in the skiff immediately, right? Go! He yells at her, go get in the skiff. So she jumps down. She jumps in the skiff. She starts rowing off. Everybody else starts jumping in the water. And she what? She clubs at them so that they can wash up ashore instead of putting them in her fucking boat. And she just waits out there for Euron to come pick her up. Like, what? Okay. All right. Good question. Very, very good question. But, of course, she's got to be the important one. She's the only one sitting in a fucking boat. She was successfully beat off anybody who jumped in. She certainly didn't try to fucking fish Tyrion out of the fucking water.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so Dany calls Gendry's name, and she's like, "You're Bobby B's son, aren't you?" And she plays this typical bullshit to fuck with him a little bit here. And's like, "So yeah, Bobby B took my family's crown. I hate some Bobby B. Fuck you. Are you gonna talk about Bessie and her tits? God, thank the Lord for Bessie and her tits. No, we're not gonna thank the Lord for Bessie and her tits." And she gives him the Storm's End, and she's like, "I think it should be you." And it's you twat.
That's right, isn't it?
It's a touching scene. And John is happy as Dany's like,
Yes, Your Grace.
"You're not a bastard
Robert
anymore.
Baratheon's son.
You're a lawful fucking son of Bobby Baratheon, and you own Storm's End now."
You are aware he took my family's throne and tried to have me murdered.
I didn't even know he was my father until after he was dead.
Yes. He's dead. His brothers are too. So who's Lord of Storm's End now?
I don't know, Your Grace.
Does anyone?
Silence falls across the land.
Does anyone know? Anyone know? It's like a classroom.
I am.
I got.
I'm the Lord of Storm's End. Please don't take it from me. It's mine.
No, not him. Give the shit to me. Give the shit to me, man.
Give him Horn Hill.
I want it.
No.
Storm's End is mine.
Yeah, I want it, dude.
You are Lord Gendry Baratheon of Storm's End, the lawful son of Robert.
Yeah, can
Baratheon.
Carmine have some castles? Great to see
Because
Carmine
that
in the live
is what
motherfucking
I have
chat.
made you.
Give Carmine a castle. If you're handing them out, give Carmine the Dreadfort.
To Lord Gendry Baratheon of Storm's End.
I'm no big city lord. I think we need a toast.
You beat me to it. I'm no big city lawyer, but Joe, you can handle big city lawyer duties today.
I did the big city
You
lawyer.
did.
The lawyer's been done.
Dude, you get a castle. You get a castle. Timo.
Everybody gets
It's a castle. I never rolled my eyes so my eyes so hard, except during the scene. God, I fucking hate that. Yeah, I'm giving Carmine the Dreadfort. Sorry, Carmine. No, you're getting Storm's End. We're gonna attack. Or you can get Casterly Rock.
Yeah, there's somebody living there right now. You know that, Danny, right?
A dude. There's like one dude hanging out there. Like he's like, I'm the Lord of the janitor's hanging out and is cleaning the halls of Storm's End. He's like, I'm the Lord of Storm's End, motherfucker.
Yeah, man, I knew they were gonna take it away from me.
Yeah,
who's squatting in all these fucking empty castles, right?
Especially Highgarden, where like everyone was wiped out there. Like, what's going on? Imagine the plants. They haven't Braun's not thinking about the agriculture costs, like the landscaping costs of like maintaining a place like Highgarden. Like
Lannisport, Highgarden, River Run, the Twins, Harrenhal, the Dreadfort, the Moat Kalan, right? Or Glover's is still there. But There's so many fucking just empty. Storm's End, Dragonstone. Oh, Danny just got back to Dragonstone, but like, who's fucking living in all these fucking Dorne? Who's running Dorne? All of those lords that are down there. That,
there's only one
who the
family
fuck
in
knows?
Show Dorne. We only have the Martells. We haven't met anybody else from Dorne. Red Sea.
No, we see a bunch of banners come when Oberyn comes up from the south and Tyrion goes and finds him in the whorehouse. Before he goes and finds him, there's a motorcade, basically. A horseycade.
Yeah, Sam's. Is that where Sam didn't say that? Did I miss it? I know Sam was leaving, but did he say he was going to Hornhill? I mean, I assume he is.
Well, his mom's still there.
Or was he staying? Because they were saying goodbye to Jon because he was leaving, but I assume
We
Sam
don't know. That's a good question. He is the Lord. He's the rightful Lord. Does the Black Watch? Is the Night's Watch still fucking a thing?
No, right?
Like, that oath still exists, but the Night King threat is
No,
gone.
he
The
got-
Wildlings aren't a threat anymore.
Danny gave him forgiveness for saving Jorah. So
No, we never saw that.
she said she would. I mean, he ran out of there because she burned his family.
No,
and so,
not done.
she burned his family.
Not done.
Yeah,
that
maybe.
never happened.
Maybe.
And like, he broke his vows before the Night's Watch was over. So kill him.
Yeah, High Hearth is still available. Yeah, it's like Carver. I'll see your river run and raise you a high garden, says Carver. Yeah, we heard. Yeah, the Prince of Dorne is ruling Dorne. Lord only knows who that guy is. Weak men are ruling Dorne right now. Weak men. I would take Highgarden. I want Highgarden too. That would be my castle probably. Sarah,
There's no walls on Highgarden.
I would hope something bad happens to the Maesters and Bran finally has a purpose. That's one of my biggest hopes for these final 2 episodes, that Bran has a purpose. Because I don't care so much now that we're past it with the Night King thing, and I don't want to talk too much about that. Enough was said about episode 3, and we have so much to go in this episode, Joe. But
Lady Laura, Storm's End is like right.
Let's go. Joe's camera.
King's Landing's right there. Storm's End right there.
But I just hope that Bran serves more of a purpose in the end part of this season. Vanessa says, did Euron notice that Tyrion knew she was pregnant? I think so. I think they showed a knowing look on Jack Sparrow, the shithead's face.
Oh, is she showing a little bit?
She was showing. It looked like she was showing a little bit.
Right, so there you go. You just looked.
Maybe. It was hard to tell.
He's seen her carry fucking 4 children, right? 3 children? 4 children? There's a couple dead ones before Joffrey, at least one dead one before Joffrey.
Brand 9000 is useless. Really, it's so silly. Grumpy old man. Did Tormund say he was going back through the wall? He said he was going to Castle Black. I don't know if that means, are they just going to hang out at Castle Black, like own the wildlings are just going to chill there? But I'm not sure if he said he was going all the way back north, but I'm pretty sure he said to Jon he was going to Castle Black. But I'd have to rewatch the episode.
Who's going to Castle Black? Tormund? Yeah.
Tormund, yeah.
We're going to go through Castle Black back to the north.
Okay, so he is going.
The north isn't, there's no more threats in the north. It's just cold. So he said as soon as the winter snows have died down, we're headed through Castle Black to go back home.
Timo says the truth here, right here. Oh, they spent their entire, or first of all, Cameron, they spent their entire existence trying to go south, and now they're like, fuck it. The fuck? Yeah. And time to go back north. Timo says, why are people asking these questions? Can we just discuss the episode, or better yet, discuss Jaime fucking Lannister in general? Yeah, we're going to get to some Jaime Lannister in a second here. We do have to spin the wheel. So Dany calls Gendry's name, and Jon smiles, and everyone's happy. Then Dany gives Tyrion a look, and they talk about being clever. And then we get a little bit of the Brienne and Jaime stuff.
We fight his war and win.
Oh, wait.
And then
First we got,
he
I'm
fucks
no
off.
big city lawyer, but I got to do
no
the
blessings. Who knows what he wants?
I don't imagine thinking about that subject will leave you any happier than before.
What if I'm not trying to be happy?
And you're in luck.
It's a fun conversation. This is part of the minutia discussion in this section of the episode I found relatively entertaining and fun. If you want the cold, be somewhere that's cold, but not as cold.
That's cold.
That was
Jesus.
Yeah, that's fucking dumb. Yeah, I agree, Carmen. That's fucking
What the fuck
dumb.
is wrong with you, Tormund? So they don't like you. Can't we just... Dude, Tormund, you know what? You don't have to go all the way north. I know most of the Southerners here that you call Southerners don't like you guys. But you know what? Why don't you take that empty fort that you found the kid tacked up on You guys can winter out there and decide if you like it or not.
And then Tyrion really looks drunk. Like Tyrion's really drunk in this episode, almost through the whole entire episode. We're back to like
he's drinking heavy.
Shit-faced Tyrion. Like Tyrion is drunk through the whole.
Varys even calls
episode.
him out on that shit.
Yeah, it's fun to see drunk Tyrion again. I can't lie. It's very when Dinklage plays this character wasted. There is a lot of extra fun to it, and like dancing around, him and his bro moments with Jaime when he's like meeting Jaime's girlfriend for the first time was so fucking cute. And I know you call me a cheesy asshole all you want. I liked every fucking moment of that stuff. That at least right now, I mean, who knows, rewatching it again. But
no, I liked the party. Party was awesome.
But I like this stuff. They have 4 empty castles to set the wildlings. And will the Night's Watch be a thing when all this is done? That's a very good question.
And then, like, if you're one of the wildling families, like, why not on the way through castle? We're just gonna stay here.
Especially we're gonna hang out here.
We have all the fresh water we could want melting off this fucking wall.
Yeah, Hardhome looked like
water.
Hardhome looked like a beautiful little area, and like
right.
Like now,
Hardhome was maybe you don't want to. I don't know. I'm sure there's lots of scavenging.
There's Bear Island too. Yeah, Bear Island is completely. There's no. You can go there and take the seat of the Mormons.
Well, there's still people there, so there's got to be that.
Yeah,
Mormon.
But there's at least an empty house.
There's got to be at least another Mormon alive somewhere.
Maybe.
Maybe not.
Maybe were they the last 2 Mormons?
She was young to be a lady.
Yeah.
Not no lord there. So
yeah. So I mean, she's probably the last. The last. Maybe there's a baby.
The Dink was this episode, Dave.
This was a Dink episode. It was a
heavy Dink. Heavy Dink.
There was a lot of dinking going on. There's Dink.
Yeah, Dink got his girth on through this episode.
It was very girthy, Joe. Very girthy. You fucking sick fuck. Okay, the party was awesome and needed, but the longest undressing scene ever. Okay, so let's zip through a little bit of this. So we see more of the Hound, and then we bang Tyrion and Bran have an interesting conversation.
Even better than the saddle I designed for you.
It's the same as the one Daron Targaryen built for his crippled nephew 120 years ago. I liked that one.
You know our history better than anyone. That'll be useful.
So it's oh god, I don't want to. So is Bran
all the
just
rest
reserved?
Of the cripples have been drowned. That's why nobody's seen a wheelchair before.
Is Bran just reserved to be a party?
Yeah,
trick
he's living
now?
in the past, dude.
I like that line though. I just feel
it finally sets to rest all this shit about fucking can Bran see the future. We've never seen him see the fucking future. What the fuck?
He's had a few visions and speculations of things to
Visions
come.
aren't future.
He doesn't see the future. He sees the present of what's going on by trees.
In the past.
In the past.
Visions aren't the future, right? Visions could just be all those visions he had could have just been present or the past, just shots of a different spot in the fucking continent.
Yeah. Have we discussed Gilly and her pregnancy? Not yet, but we will in the second when we get to our goodbyes. Thank you. I got my chair. I got it out of a Craigslist ad. I went to some strange dude's house and grabbed the chair for like $10.
Only paid one blow.
Oh, one blow. Hey, $10.
Sorry,
that's the
$10.
equivalent here, Joe. Don't talk about my going rate. We'll get to that later. The guy in Doran had a wheelchair. Oh yeah.
Oh right.
Durand had one. Bran is a party pooper or the party starter. He could. We can't have Bran play that I never game. It wouldn't even be fair.
I'm not Lord of Winterfell.
You're the only surviving true-born son of Ned Stark.
Bran equals a member berry.
I died the day your brother threw me out the window.
You don't.
Remember when Jaime threw me out the window? Remember? Tyrion likes the chairs so much that he'll get one for himself, like the lazy people. Yeah, Joe.
So he can get around when he's drunk.
Yeah. I was with somebody once that did that in an amusement park so they could get to the front of lines. And, yep, it's a true story.
I don't really want anymore.
Yes, I got the chair for $10. I just had to go into someone's house and carry it down like 10 flights of stairs. But it was cool. It was a cool experience. The guy gave me some candy.
Only
I envy you.
Only one or two Podrick Paynes there. I remember. So, okay, so then Tormund and he says he lives in the past, and he envies him. So then Tormund and Jon have a drink, and they cheer on Arya. The Hound is still thinking to fuck everybody, and Tormund's all smiles, and Sansa smiles, and it's a lot of fun stuff. So Jaime and Brienne are flirting big time, and Tyrion is a good wingman.
I told you I was.
You didn't.
I did.
But all anybody can think about is Dany sitting up there like a cunt, fucking looking around the room like, no, you didn't be talking to me. I'm the queen that won the war.
Your instincts for what was happening in this moment are correct, Joe. Dany's watching Tormund tell Jon that he's the best at this point in time, coming back from the dead. They joke about it.
He rides a dragon, but she's not. What?
Yeah.
What am I, chop live over? Shut up, bitch! I'm talking to the king.
And Dany gets the stink eye, and yeah, there's some shit going on there. But do you know who notices all of this? And what I like about this is it's almost like the Bradley Cooper show Limitless, or the movie, like when you take an NZT. Everything slows down for a second, and Game of Thrones doesn't use slow motions too often, but they used it in this motion to like show you that Varys was watching all of this, and suddenly Varys
It wasn't slow motion. He just lifted his head.
However, it was so good, and it's just like, oh, I'm here, and I'm listening to all of this, and I see everything going on. And what's so awesome about this, and I've talked about this a few times tonight, is this character's been missing from the show the last couple of weeks, and since this season's been back on, and you could argue since he left King's Landing to a certain extent, all he's been was a grumpy old man for Tyrion to throw jokes out, a Walter Matthau to his Jack Lemmon, to kind of throw shit jokes back and forth at each other. But we actually get to see the character of Varys again in this episode, and what he does, and how he's just a spider on the wall, being like, oh, really? He turned around like Dr. Evil or something. Oh, very interesting. It was perfect. Perfect. And all I could think about was drunk Tormund. I think we've all, or generally speaking, we've all been at a party, and we've all had a Tormund at the party. Tormund was that guy at the party.
We've all been Tormund at a party.
Am I that social sometimes? I guess I am, yeah.
At least once. We've all been a
Tormund. We've all been that person. And he's the drunkest dude at the party, running around, having fun. And Dany's giving stink eye to the whole situation. And Varys watches it. Jon kind of catches her, but then she fake smiles like, hey, I'm having a good time. It's great. Oh, no. Okay, so we talk about Tyrion's previous marriages brought up, but it's brought up very briefly as they keep playing the drinking game back and forth. And Tyrion decides to make things slightly awkward as he's trying to stump Brienne and saying stuff that Jaime knows, or Jaime already told him about her, but then he pulls out, oh, you're a virgin, you've never slept with a man. And I think it's funny the way it all comes together.
Sansa.
Drink.
Tyrion and his fucking drinking games.
You're drinking wine, but you prefer ale.
No!
Or whatever. He says
you're a fucking birdie.
And she feels all uncomfortable, and she gets up to run away, and she says, I have to take a piss, and she runs. And this was, again, so accurate to what nights are really like when people get drunk. Not because of the virgin talk, but when someone walks off like that wants to hook up, like Tormund swoops in to try to like cut it off while she gets up and walking like, hey baby, how's it going? How you doing tonight? And she runs off, and Jaime like gets in Tormund's face for a second just to be like, listen, dude,
I'm hitting that shit.
She's mine. I love this girl. I'm going after her. And
get in line, bear fucker.
Exactly. It's oath sex, and it's gonna happen. And he like runs in there and follows her. And
oath sex?
Oath sex, yeah. Someone else said it in the chat. I'm copying a chatter. And she runs in there, and what's amazingly funny about this is once she sees him following her, she starts running. She's like, ah! And she starts running away. And oh my goodness. It was great. Great stuff. Go fucking Jaime Lannister. We see Jaime, and And we see Jaime actually getting away from Cersei for one night, seeing who Jaime really is in some sense in this evening. I know he's shit-faced, but it was good to see Jaime in this kind of context, completely separated from the whole Cersei situation. I know they brought it back at the end, and you can't do Jaime without bringing the Cersei situation. As I've said before, I think it's just because he's the hero this world needs. I'm the hero this town needs to try to actually kill Cersei. Otherwise, she's just going to murder everybody. Okay, so we got Tormund Giantsbane in the live chat. Holy shit. He says, golden blood colors of House Lannister and Rhaen. Last year said fuck the gold and ran for his life from the Dothraki. Now he's going for the blood if he doesn't get what he wants. What do you guys think? I think, as I said, he's going to fucking kill Cersei.
Yep.
That's what he's doing. He's on a one-man suicide mission to think that the mountain is going to kill him, but he's going to get into King's Landing and kill Cersei. Okay.
Yep.
So Tyrion adds his drink to Tormund's drink, and he leaves him there. And then Pod and Tormund almost hang out, but they don't. And then Pod finds a girl. Then somewhere along the way, Pod finds another girl. Then the Hound and Tormund have a scene that's pretty funny.
I mean it again. My heart is broken. Don't touch me.
You can touch me. I'm not afraid of wild things.
Maybe you should be.
And Tormund gets a girl. But later, I don't know if she walked away because we see Pod with two girls. Maybe it was a different girl, but
different girls.
We see Podrick doing
all the northern girls look the same, dude.
Yeah. And then we have a very interesting scene coming up here.
It's time to drown our sorrows.
That I want to turn the volume down until we get into. As we see Sansa eyeballing this whole situation and deciding that now's an opportunity for one last reunion that we've missed out on.
Ready now.
This is my drink.
And Sansa's going to come over and talk to the Hound here. Which I think is cool. I think, whatever, I'm glad that we got this scene. It's been a while since we saw these characters together and that they've been together in the same situation here for a while. And to finally have them talk is interesting to me.
What made you happy for a little while?
There's only one thing that'll make me happy.
What's that?
And what's that?
That's my fucking business.
He wants
to... wait, no, he turned down the blowjobs.
Used to be you couldn't look at me.
That was
to kill his brother.
Ago.
Yeah, of course.
I've seen much worse than you since then.
Yes, I've heard. And you were broken in. And you were broken in rough.
And he got what he deserved. I gave it to him.
Oh.
Hounds.
You've changed, little bird. None of it would have happened if you left King's Landing with me. No Littlefinger. No Ramsay. None of it.
I'm not sure that she didn't, Voltron. I like to believe that this scene ended with the Hound going to her bedroom.
You like to believe a lot of fucking weird shit, dude.
Without Littlefinger and Ramsay and the rest, I would have stayed a little bird all my life.
You're still a little bird.
She's not as clever as she thinks. Don't fall into the Peter Baelish trap. You're not Peter Baelish. You're season 8. You're season 7 Peter Baelish. So they have a moment there, which is good for the Sansa and Sandor people. So I'm glad we got that scene. It made me happy. So then we get Gendry finding Arya, and she's practicing killing stuff, and she's really happy for him, and she kisses him, and they love each other. And or he says, "I love you. I want you to be my wife. I got Storm's End. I'm a superhero now. Zippity doo dah, zippity yay, my oh my, what a wonderful day. Why don't you come? Why don't you come with me, little girl, on a magic carpet ride? Whatever." He says a bunch of shit to her, and he wants her to be his wife, and it will never be the same without her. And she says, "You know what, dude?" She kisses him deep, says, "Thank you for your time, but that's not my thing, dude. You do your thing. You're going to find another girl. It's probably going to be my sister, and I'm cool with it because I'm going to die, and strange things are happening at the Circle K. So he kisses her, says goodbye, and he gets let down. Bye. And then, what the fuck? Fuck you even more, Sansa. You disrespected Ramsay the dead? Oh no. Don't fucking do it, Timo. Instead, the writers have used a scaling tool, and now I'm a big bird. I like it. Oh, I wanted to play the... I like that way. That deserves a fucking... If I can get to it in time. Now I'm a big bird. There we go. I wasn't too slow at it. Pamela's pissed at Arya.
Yeah, why are you pissed at Arya, Pam?
Because she turned down
Gendry?
shipping. Yeah, she turned down the team there.
No, dude, she's always said that right from the start. She wasn't about that.
Yeah, but he'd never make her be a lady in the true sense.
And he's fine with it. He's fine with her. He was happy she was true to herself.
Yeah, but I think
he's heartbroken, but that's not the end.
He just wants her home to be in, to be like, you know, be on her other list, be on the more important of the two lists. Did I miss something? How did the Hound know about Ramsay and Littlefinger? Very good question. How did the Hound know that kind of information? Maybe he talked to Jon about it and when asking Jon how Sansa was when he met him up beyond the wall.
Everybody knew about it.
They knew that she was married.
Everybody in Ramsay's camp was talking about all that. Oh,
yeah, but the Hound was somewhere. The Hound was over in the Quiet Isles with all those fucking. I mean, the Hound was sort of out of touch for a while.
Right, but still, everybody talked about it.
Everybody's
still talking about it.
Oh, it just landed on silly hat, so I have to wear a silly hat for you here, I guess. Let me put it on.
That's not silly, that's goofy, dude.
It's close enough. It's close enough, Joe. So let's get to the important scene, and Joe needs to leave right now because he can't deal with the heat that are about to happen. You know, this next scene, it's amazing. And Jaime comes into Brienne's room, and she gives him that "oh fuck" look, and it's some serious like it's happening here for Jaime and Brienne people here, and she gets the clothes, and it's a very slow clothes taking off stuff, but she hates him being nice to her, which is kind of like awkward, and it's awkward. It works. Jaime asks about Tormund and is jealous about Tormund, and she calls him on it. Are you jealous? Yep, I am a little bit jealous. Isn't that a little weird? And
yeah, it does sound like me.
Yep, and then they do it. They have some full on oath sex to this song.
Ooh, they
Jaime's dick on.
Stomp on, stomp on.
I am so goofy. And everybody, thank you so much for the sub that we just got. When breaking up with Arya, you have to let Arya make the decisions because she's a faceless assassin, so you can't break her heart no matter what. And I'm glad
it's best to break up with her. She breaks up with you, no good.
I'm glad they skipped the sex. I feel bad, but oh my god, Jaime tingles. Hey now, and we get Jaime doing his thing in this scene, like really, like playing the game, like getting himself naked. He kind of naked manned her. If for any How I Met Your Mother.
It's hot in here. I need to take off.
Yeah, I'm gonna take off my clothes. Yeah. Here we go.
Because you're taking off mine, I might as well take off
yours.
yours.
What are you doing? I'm trying to.
I'm no big city lawyer, but I ain't one.
Joe, I'm no big city lawyer, but I got one hand. Could you help me with my clothes, there, Miss Brienne? Thank you, Miss Brienne. Get on here. I don't know. I say, Joe. So yeah, Davos popped in the room and he helped out the situation. He starts singing like Barry White, like, "Come over here, big city lawyer." No, he sit down here. Oh, thank you, darling coffee, and huge love to Kyle. Everyone having sex didn't see anything. Oh, awesome to everybody. Oh, huge love to Kyle for sending some folks over here to say hi. Pop on in. Okay, so here we go. We come back in. Dany and Jon have a talk, and Jon is drunk, Joe. Jon's very drunk.
No. He's only a little drunk.
I'm not drunk.
Oh, she tries to fucking... Like, I'll give you a little pussy if you do what I want.
I talked about this earlier. This was very Carmela Soprano with the teacher that wouldn't write a recommendation for AJ and went over there to kind of hot on him and then pulled away when John wasn't giving her exactly what she wanted. The only way this is going to work, John, the only way it's going to work is if you never tell anybody about this ever. It was creepy and it was a little weird, but an obsessive, and I like it. Are you looking?
I gotta pee.
Okay. Yeah. John cannot get it up.
But I know this. If he could have chosen a way to die, it would have been protecting you.
He loved me.
But I didn't love him, not the way that I love you. Is that okay? And I want to listen to all of this because it's important.
I couldn't love him back. Not the way he wanted. Not the way I love you.
And I...
Is that all right?
Thank you, Lindsay. Talk to you soon. Timo was a little hot and bothered by the Jaime Lannister love. David Granger. John saw through her game. There's a crack in there. Spin that wheel for David. Oh, whoa, gross. That was sounds of kissing. Ew. So it gets into this point. I'm stalling for a little bit of time here.
I wish you'd never told
Here we
me.
go. Where she tells him I wish, because she pulls away.
If I didn't know, I'd be happy.
She gets him all hot and heavy here for a second, and then she pulls away from him and starts trying to manipulate John, as gets mentioned earlier, or trying to play with him to kind of make sure he stays in line, doesn't tell anybody this information. In the sense, she was right to not want him to tell Sansa. And because knowing that Sansa has the gift of the gab. Someone said it earlier. Telephone, telefax, tell Sansa. Yeah, I continue to say that, unfortunately, this isn't anything about the characters of Daenerys and Jon being together in the aunt and the incest factor. I just don't think that Emil and Kit have excellent on-screen physical chemistry. You know, some people that are together, you're like, oh, those people, bam, yeah, get Sam and Diane, Sam and Diane, I'm dating myself, but there's many shows more recently that have that kind of effect. But when you see when two characters have hot chemistry, I don't think Jon and Daenerys really have it. And this one was like awkwardness with awkwardness on top of it. So it really worked for the energy that they have with each other. So yeah. And then she rips away from him and tells him, don't tell anybody.
I should forget. Tonight I did for a while, and then I saw them gathered around you.
That booty happened to be your aunt's
I saw the way they looked at you.
Aunt Dany was molesting her nephew at this point. Oh my goodness. Bringing
So many
your grip
people
back.
looked at me that way, but never here. Never on this side of the sea.
I told you I don't want it.
It doesn't matter what you want.
OD says, I think the lack of chemistry is on purpose. Very possibly, OD. And if that's the case, I very much like it because it's working right now.
You didn't want to be king in the north. What happens when they demand you press your claim and take what is mine?
I refuse. You are my queen. I don't know what else I can say.
You can say nothing to anyone ever. Never tell them who you really are. Swear your brother and Samwell Tarly to secrecy and tell no one else. Or it will take on a life of its own and you won't...
This is what everyone says about being my friend. You know, they're like, don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody you're my friend.
...able to control it or what it does to people. No matter how many times you bend the knee. No matter what you swear.
Eddie LeBeck, do Chronic?
I want it to be the way it was between us.
Games, man. Games. She's playing a fucking game on him. And Jon's so simple. Jon is
to tell Sansa and Arya.
Sansa and Dany are way too smart and complex for fucking Jon's doughy dumbness. Jon is a very simple creature.
will want to see me gone and you on the Iron Throne.
Poor guy doesn't even know what's going on. He's half dead, half alive. He's like, what? He's like, what was my use? I got brought back to fight the Night King. I didn't kill the Night King. Arya killed the Night King. What is my fucking purpose right now? What am I doing? I just found out that I'm half Targaryen, but I'm not even myself. Am I still in the Night's Watch? Like, what the fuck is going on right now? Can I kill Ollie again? Can I bring him back to life and kill that little son of a fuck again? Is that possible? Is that possible? Is it in the cards? I don't know. Jon is a vagina, as Pink Lash says. Yes, he kind of is. In the metaphoric sense of the word and the way you're describing it, yes, he is. He's I don't know. He's very whatever Danny says here. Do you think Jon will get to a point where he cares about this, Joe? Where he cares about being king? Is she right? Is she right to worry about Jon caring about it at some point? Yeah, I don't think so. All right, I got your volume turned up.
She's right that the rest of the kingdom is going to worry about it, though.
Yeah. But if Phil, the look on Jon's face when Danny starts talking. Sorry, Joe, I had your volume turned down for a little bit there.
And she knows that. She saw that at the party.
The look on Jon's face when Danny starts talking about how she wished she didn't tell her, thinks she means the romance, and his face tells the story when he realizes, yeah, she means his right to rule. And is Jon, can Jon get to a point where he realizes that she's playing with him? I don't think so. I think he just is, everything sucks. I'm Jon Snow and everything has to be, why does it always have to be so complicated as Jon Snow? I mean, he's just one of those guys. The best choice for the realm is the clear. Team Cersei. And got spin of the wheel. Jon is on some ho shit, says DJ. Then he has a throne fetish. That's it. Pink Lash says, right, Joe, you were right. Those are Joe's favorite words. So Danny loves Jorah. Sansa and Arya have to be told. Jon's like, don't tell. I mean, Danny's like, don't tell Sansa. And I agree with her there, but whatever. Danny comes off a little psycho in this scene.
She's not the girl he grew up with. Not after what she's seen.
Have a good night, Smokahontas. I will talk to you soon. Thank you so much for popping on in the chat tonight. And yes, Bloody Talker, Team Cersei, Team Lannisters. I hate how they cut away from the siblings' reaction to finding out the truth about Jon. Me too. I was talking about that earlier. I wish we got to actually see it.
We don't need to see it.
Not after what they've done to her.
We saw Jon's reaction. We saw Sam's reaction. We saw Danny's reaction.
Even if the truth destroys us.
It won't.
It will.
We saw Bran's reaction.
I've never begged for anything.
No, it makes you learned, Timo. Not old, learned.
But I'm begging you. Don't do this. Please.
Should have told her it's already done. I already told everybody.
Yeah, the world knows.
Nothing
Deal with it, Danny.
will change that.
Jon.
And there.
So simple. Okay, so Jamie, it reminds. Oh, he's just so simple. I think we are seeing parallels between Jon and Jamie here. Yeah, absolutely. In some ways. So we go over to Jamie the next morning, and he has that look on his face, like, I finally slept with another girl. Holy shit! I can't believe this actually happened.
And he freaks out and takes off.
Okay, not yet. But we see the strategy session of actually no, he doesn't freak out at that point, right? He
talks to Tyrion about it. He brags first.
He brags and he decides to stay first. It isn't until he hears about the dragon thing later on, which
it takes a while to set in. It takes like 12 hours for him to realize,
right.
I just fucked Brienne Tarth.
But no, because I think
they're all going to talk about this down at the court.
No, because more time has passed. It makes it seem on the show like it's been a day, but it's actually got to be weeks to get from one part to the other part, to get from Winterfell. Show me on the map where Winterfell to Dragonstone. That's at least a couple days, right? They can't get there in an afternoon.
They weren't in Dragonstone yet.
When the dragon got shot, they were in Dragonstone, and Jamie didn't leave Winterfell until he found out that happened. So he must have spent more than just a night at Winterfell.
Right.
It's easy to look at it and say Jamie had a one-night stand, but actually probably saw Brienne for a couple weeks.
they went over to White Harbor, I believe, is usually where they sail
Right.
out of, which is down here.
So
Anyway,
I mean, so like
closest from the Winterfell. Oh yeah, it's over here.
it's fun.
Harbor.
It's fun to make jokes and get in with all that sort of shit about the time. But if we're actually looking at the real amount of time, Jaime spent more than just a night or two at Winterfell. He probably spent a couple weeks there.
Yeah.
You say that, Zancy says, yeah, you say that, Phil, but they totally ignored travel time the last 4 seasons. Phil, it took a month from Robert to get from King's Landing to Winterfell. Yeah, so if we actually...
But that was all, no, they sailed. So they from here, from Winterfell down to White Harbor right there, and they sailed down to Dragonstone.
At minimum a couple days.
A week.
So Jaime was at Winterfell for about a week. If we're trying to set time that the show doesn't give a shit about, we're still trying to pretend that we can try to figure out some time stuff. Because you're right, Phil. It took a Phil. Don't try to people are going Phil. Don't try to play with the time. It's gonna be awkward. Phil, drink. He said.
Yeah, they had a marathon week. Fuck session.
Timo says I need to be in Joe's room to slap him for his bad Lannister talk. This isn't Jaime.
Oh yes, you do.
It's Arya wearing a face. Joe will enjoy that too much. Timo, don't threaten Joe with a good time. But so I was so angry at that scene. I need.
Oh wait, tell the crow she'll slap me too.
Yeah. Hey, shut up. Now you're feeding into Joe's fantasies. Now here, let's stop this. So
Timo, I like where this is going. Let's have a little.
I don't like where this is. It is the vibe in the season. Speaking of the battle plan, now we get the strategy session as Dany gives a major sad look to Tyrion about not wanting to burn the city. Tyrion says it's an opportunity to starve them out, and then they roll bell, and Sansa and Dany do their thing, and they look back and forth at each other and talk. So listen to a little bit of this.
The Northmen as well. And the Golden Company has arrived in King's Landing, courtesy of the Greyjoy fleet. The balance has grown distressingly even.
When the people find out what we have done for them, we saved them.
Cersei will make sure they don't believe it.
It's always with her, with the people. The people will rebel.
Hit her hard.
She's on more and more like Viserys every day.
Out, root and stem.
The objective here is to remove Cersei without destroying King's Landing.
Death stare.
Thankfully, she is losing allies by the day. Yara Greyjoy has retaken the Iron Islands in her queen's name. The new Prince of Dawn pledges his support.
No matter how many lords turn against her,
I want to get to the
as long
Sansa
as she
situation
sits
here.
on the Iron Throne, she can call herself Queen of the Seven Kingdoms. We
Jaime.
need the capital.
I watched the people of King's Landing rebel against their king when they were hungry, and that was before winter began. Give them the opportunity, and they will cast Cersei aside.
Do you think that plan would ever work?
Surround the city.
Starve them out.
Yeah. And they will.
It depends on how much food they've managed to accumulate.
But I still don't think they would rebel against or be able. Cersei would just haul in the castle and let the people die.
Well, the people have been took shelter inside the Red Keep.
Men we have left are exhausted.
Oh, here we go.
Many of them are wounded. They'll fight better if they have time to rest and recuperate.
How long do you suggest?
Can't say for certain, not without talking to the officers.
I came north to fight alongside you, at great cost to my armies and myself. Now that the time has come to reciprocate, you want to postpone.
It's not just our people, it's yours.
They call her Sansa.
You want to throw them into a war they're not ready to fight.
The longer I leave my enemies alone, the stronger they become.
Right, it's right here though.
Go fuck yourself.
You think Sansa's right here?
She's absolutely right. It's not just my men. I got to talk to the generals of all of our men. Your men are fucking wounded and tired and hungry and fucking cold too, you idiot.
Give them a power bar. They need the hill tribes. Why not give the people in King's Landing all this information? This is the whole point of the siege. Starve them out over long periods of times. Wake up, Joe. John giving us on us tonight. Arya says sieges are indiscriminate. There's a lot of suffering. Shagga, Dany wants it for the wrong reasons. Where is Bronn staying in Winterfell? He's staying right outside of Winterfell, probably. And
Winterfell is huge. Winterfell, can raise 20,000 fighting men inside the walls of Winterfell itself.
Santovia says Dany equals Veruca Salt. Don't care how. I want the Iron Throne now. I thought Joe was warging there for a minute. Sansa is right. Agreed, says Joseph. Give him a Snickers bar. The Hound don't like Braun. Like Dany says, her enemies only get stronger, but that's fully untrue. Cersei has to keep the Golden Company paid if she wants to keep them. Don't just give them the pleasure of a battle and you win. So
She already paid for them. They work for the Iron Bank. The Iron Bank has an investment involved in this. They ain't going anywhere.
They're in for a dime, in for a dollar here. Okay, so they have their whole thing. The Starks need a word, and we have the conversation between Arya, Sansa, Bran, and Jon. Let's listen to a little bit of this.
If not for her, we'd be corpses marching down to King's Landing.
Arya's the one that killed the Night King.
Her men gave their lives defending Winterfell.
And we will never forget them. That doesn't mean that I want to kneel to someone.
I swore myself and the North to her cause.
I respect that.
You respect it?
We needed her. We needed her army. Her dragons.
No.
You did the right thing.
We didn't need her dragons because her
And
dragons
doing the
actually
right thing, telling
caused
you
the wall to
you
come
don't
down.
Trust your queen.
If we never sent her up there, she never would have got a dragon, never would have
I'll
got
never
through the
know
wall.
her. She's not
Never would
one
have
of
been a problem.
us.
If you only trust the people you grow up with, you won't make many allies.
That's all right. I don't need many allies.
Arya.
We're family. The four of us. The last of the Starks.
But I'm not a Stark.
He's still a
I've never been a Stark.
You are. Just as much Ned Stark's child as any of us.
You're my brother. Not my half-brother or my bastard brother. My brother.
And then the look he gives over to Bran right here, like, dude, are you gonna bust me
It's your
here?
choice.
And Bran gives him the out to lie to them if he wants to.
I need to tell you something.
And it cuts
You
right
have to swear you'll never tell another soul.
I swear. Arya doesn't hesitate
it?
really, or they ask what is it first.
You have to swear it before I tell you.
How can I promise to keep a secret if I don't even know what it is?
Because we're family.
Right there, right when she says that, okay, I'm not telling you. I can't tell you. Once she starts making excuses, when you say something's a secret and someone starts giving you reasons why they can't keep the secret, you immediately know don't tell that person the fucking thing. Because they're telling people. It's a little, Sansa basically says, Jon, don't tell me this. But maybe Jon's subconscious or Jon's very simple.
Swear it.
Swear it.
I swear it.
I swear it by the new gods and the old. Listen to Sansa say it. Sure.
Swear it.
I swear it. I swear it. I swear it. And then the way she says it, Jon, don't be a moron. Jon, you're a moron, dude. Wicked pisser. Fuck you. I mean, what the hell? You just listen to him. You just listen to her go, yeah, I swear. And you still think she's not going to tell anybody? I'm going with the theory that Jon wanted Sansa to spread this information. Now, Bran, you tell them.
Tell them.
Bran, you tell him, Bran. Yeah, exactly. Sansa basically saying, yeah, thank you. Give me something. Give me anything I can use against the Dragon Lady. Thank you. Okay, so then guess who's back in the motherfucking house with some one-liners for your motherfucking mouth?
Not anymore. I don't like crowds.
Me neither.
Guess who's back?
They all love you now.
They're back.
You're the big hero.
Dun, 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 dun,
Don't like
dun,
heroes.
dun, 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 dun.
Must have felt good sticking your knife in that horned fucker.
Felt better than dying.
And they even got a theme song.
You're heading to King's Landing?
There's some unfinished business.
Me too.
plan on coming back.
Neither do
Neither do I.
I. Okay, Joe. Joe is.
That's a good point. Zanzi.
What's Zanzi said? I said it earlier, but I'll say it again. Sansa makes an oath in front of a weirwood tree and then immediately broke it. She should experience some consequences, but will obviously get nothing. Let Joe go to sleep, Phil. I beg you. No, not yet. Joe's not going to sleep. I want to punch my laptop. Yeah, Joe's eating right now. Joe's on food pause right now. I will take that, Phil. John pretends to be humble, and Joseph says John's not that smart. and someone else said there are no secrets. No secrets. Promise me, John. Promise me, Quado. So the one-lining team is together to die. Do both of them die by the end of the season? And people, this question for the chat: do both the Hound and Arya die by the end of the season? Yes or no, or one or the other?
I really liked the Mountain Kills Arya.
Yeah, I think Arya is going to die this season. I think her killing the Night King almost guarantees her death, and people are like, you're an idiot. But I think it's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Joe's off camera because he's eating. John is looking a bit hurt, but feeling better, working with... Oh, yeah, John's dragon is looking hurt, but feeling a little bit better, working with the Holy Wing. Tyrion goes to Sansa, and she's talking about Dany, or Dany won't make eye contact with her, and he's like, let's be friends, and Dany and Sansa... Okay, so yeah, Sansa is thinking that Jon's king in this moment. This is where Sansa and Tyrion have a scene where they're talking about nothing, and they have a good conversation, some good dialogue here, I thought, between the two of them, but Sansa's just thinking the whole time, I want to tell Tyrion, how am I going to tell Tyrion that Jon's the rightful king? And let me size him up a little bit. Oh, no pun intended.
I know she loves your brother.
That doesn't mean she'll be a good queen.
You seem determined to dislike her. A good relationship between the Iron Throne and the North has been the core of every peaceful, prosperous reign we've ever known.
Jon will be Warden of the North, so
ooh, people are going crazy about Dany having green eyes. Could that be when Arya kills? Joe said that earlier. He thinks Arya kills Dany.
Well, I suppose it's up to him.
And then Grey Worm kills her.
Sansa, look at me.
Telephone, telegraph, tell Sansa.
With Jon in the capital, you'll be the true power in the North. I'd feel much better about the future if I left here today believing that you and Daenerys were allies.
What are you...
Okay, so all of this is just nonsense words back and forth, and she basically tells Tyrion there in the scene. We don't see it, but again, it cuts off, and she tells Tyrion the information. So Tormund and Jon say their heartfelt goodbyes.
Just a horse.
And we kind of get the first litter drops of... litter drops, that's gross. We get the first little drops... litter drops, oh my goodness. I can just see my cat's litter box out of the corner of my eye. We get the first little drops of the dragon dying here in this scene because Tormund says to Jon, you're not riding your dragon up to King's Landing.
Rhaegal needs to heal. He doesn't need me weighing him down.
You weigh as much as two fleas fuck. I'm taking the free folk home.
Yeah, Rhaegal needs to heal. And also gets called by name by Jon, which seemed weird to me in the moment, because I think it's the first time Jon's actually said its name, and it just seemed like I didn't think about it at the time, like, oh, this dragon's gonna die, but I did make note that Jon says the dragon's name ? Because yeah, we just have to remember this dragon. Remember the dragon, Joe.
Yep, recall its name before it finally dies.
Yep.
The women down there don't like me.
This is the North, you know.
One woman doesn't
The free
like
folk
you,
are welcome
dude.
to stay.
And
It isn't home.
this
We need room to wander.
Oh yeah, here's my dire wolf.
Through Castle Black as soon as the winter storms
Keep
pass. Back where we belong.
Fuck you.
It's where he belongs to. A direwolf has no place in the south.
No, John.
Will you take him with you? He'll be happier up there.
So would you.
I wish I was going with you. This is farewell then.
And I'd love to tell you that there's a moment where Jon goes up to Ghost, gives him one last pat, says, "Boy,
no, what a fucking dickhead.
Maybe I'll see you again." Nothing, Joe. Fucking nothing.
Ghost wanted it.
You know Ghost gave him a look. Ghost lost a fucking ear in his fucking war.
Uh-huh.
Ghost is just sitting there looking all small because Jon never walks him, never takes him out, doesn't feed him, just leaves him be.
Yeah. The south, there's no place for a wolf, but dragons.
But dragon, that's basically it. He's like, I'm upgraded. He's upgraded friends. You know, it's like when someone makes friends with someone that's like a better person and they ditch you. What an asshole, dude.
He ditched his animal because it wasn't good enough.
Because Pamela says Ghost was just too expensive to have around. Yeah, he did. He dissed Ghost. No goodbye or nothing. You know nothing, Jon Snow. I hope Ghost does the same shit to him in the books. And when Jon wants to come back to life, Ghost's just like, yeah, you can't warg into me, asshole. Just die. You know, like I hope that shit happens. Fuck him. Treated Ghost like a bitch. Ghost is too expensive. Confiscated snow coats. Dolores wins. They made me cry. Poor Ghost. It was sadder than the Arya in Nymeria scene when she threw the rock at him. It's or her. It was sucked. So yeah, I hated it. Okay, so Sam
says goodbye to their animal like that.
Nobody, Joe. Okay, so Sam in Gilly time. She is got another one in the oven, and Sam and Jon say their goodbye. You're my best friend. You're my best friend ever. Yeah, I mean I could play that audio, but it's a heartfelt goodbye. We said this earlier. Where's Sam going? Is Sam going to go to Hornhill right now? Is he staying at Winterfell for a while? It seemed like they were packing and leaving, but I could have just been interpreting because Jon was leaving that they were saying goodbye. But for a moment, I thought that Sam was leaving as well. And so much. Okay, so Ghost looks at Jon like, you're really going to leave me here?
Fuck it. Ghost follows him.
You think?
No,
I don't think so either, Joe. I'd love for that to be true. So Ghost looks at Jon. He's like, "You're really gonna leave me?" And he says goodbye, and he just says no, and he walks away. So okay, then we see Missandei and Grey Worm holding hands, and Tyrion and Varys have their conversation.
Why wouldn't he leave Ghost with his sister?
Because he doesn't trust Sansa. That's a good question. Why not leave him at Winterfell? That's
where he fucking grew up.
Yeah, what an asshole. Jon Snow is such an asshole. Jon Snow hates animals. Hashtag Jon Snow hates direwolves. He never liked that. He never liked that fucking direwolf. What an asshole.
He didn't. He used to just let it run around wherever the fuck he wanted.
Yeah.
Never see him feed him.
Jon never gave two shits about the show. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Show Jon never really gave a shit about Ghost.
He never wanted Wolf.
He walked away.
Fuck! I gotta. Eddard's like, you all better be fucking feeding it, cleaning it, watching it, training it.
John's thinking you suckers.
When it's time to kill it, you kill it. I ain't doing none of that shit. John was like, I don't want to fuck a wolf. Too bad, bitch.
Yep.
Take it.
Yeah, and he found one. So no, I'm kidding. But good to see Ghost in this episode. All kidding aside. Okay, so at least they addressed him and they didn't just kill him, which they could have done in the last battle. So I'm hoping for one more Jon and Ghost moment before the season ends.
I was pretty upset that with all this talk about Ghost in the battle,
Jon's a closet cat person.
I really got to say I was surprised HBO and Game of Thrones went there, but they advocated the dog fighting, and I don't like it.
So, Missandei and Grey Worm hold hands. Tyrion and Varys have a conversation.
Think of the past 20 years. The war, the murder, the misery. All of it because Robert Baratheon loved someone who didn't love him back.
Again, Tyrion is shit-faced. Shit-faced.
How many others know?
Including us? 8.
By giving up his direwolf and make sure the Ghost will live. I think Ghost will live on, and I am actually hoping we do get another Jon and Ghost scene somehow before the end of the season. Ghost took a dump on Jon's bed once before he left.
It's not a secret anymore. It's information.
Sheep shifted
If
it.
a handful of people know now, hundreds will know soon. Then what happens?
She loses the North. She loses the Vale. Sansa will make sure of that.
No, it's worse than that.
So we find out very quickly that Tyrion could not hold this information in, as I thought that Sansa does not want this information held in. She wants it out there. It's happening. The little birds know. Varys knows. Everyone knows.
To claim to the throne.
Everybody's gonna know.
He doesn't want the throne.
I'm not sure it matters what he wants.
Okay, I want to listen to this scene a little carefully. From Varys' tone, and we'll ask the chat, ask everyone that's watching this later. Listen to Varys' conversation here and on rewatches. Does Varys already have something in motion? Like, Tyrion tells him, and he already almost immediately has his plan in motion in his mind. And I'm pretty sure he does.
Wildlings, Northmen. He's a war hero.
Oh, thanks, cat. My cat's drinking my water.
He loves our queen. And she loves him. If we marry them, they could rule together.
She's his aunt.
They never stopped a Targaryen before.
No.
Thank you for saying it.
But Jon grew up in Winterfell. Is marrying your aunt common in the north? You know our queen better than I do. Do you think she wants to share the throne? She does not like to have her authority questioned.
Something she has in common with every monarch who ever lived.
I worry about her state of mind.
We are advisors to the queen. Worrying about her state of mind is our job.
So this goes on a little bit more.
King's Landing. Maybe Cersei will win and kill us all.
It's a fun conversation. It goes on a little bit more, but this is the last dialogue-driven kind of moment in the episode, I believe. I think we have a couple of other moments later, but right after this point is where we get into our action section of the episode. I thought it happened at the right time because it seemed like we were going to have not a chill episode, but a moving pieces. And at this point, watching it, I'm thinking to myself, it lulled me into, and I'm sure some people didn't think this, but it lulled me into a little bit of like, oh, okay, we're going to just get to King's Landing, and at the end of this episode, and Missandei is going to die. And that's all that's going to happen. Where somehow she's going to get captured, like when they land. Like, I wasn't sure how she was going to get captured, but I had known ahead of time that Missandei was going to die.
We're still not sure how she fucking got captured, dude.
Right. But I knew, we can assume, but with the dragon thing that happened here, I was not expecting this at all. This came out of nowhere. It surprised me, and it was comic booky a little bit, but fun and I felt it. You know, it was like, oh, fuck, oh, shit. Like that kind of moment. And it wasn't like I cried and lost it. But it wasn't as predictable or kind of just a quick pattern or just planned out kind of feeling that like the Night King killing the dragon last season was, where it was like, I'm grabbing the javelin. You know, this was just almost it was almost like a jump scare in a horror movie where you're just, the dragons are flying. We get the Dany music, dun 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 dun. Dany's flying, dragons flying. And,
and so obviously these ships that shot it were fucking far enough away where you couldn't see from the air another fleet of fucking ships.
Yeah, like all of that stuff is where we get into the fun stuff that we're going to listen to the people that are awesome at it pick it apart. But there are obviously the points that you can pick apart and stuff, especially once they get into this shit. But okay, so and especially with the traveling thing, you're on after this battle, got back to King's Landing.
Well, no, it's right there. Right there.
it is right there. Okay.
Where Dragonstone is right here, and King's Landing is right
Easy,
here.
so easy ride. Thank you, Joe. Okay, easy ride. Thank you. I'm not a geography. I'm not good with geography. Okay, so then we get.
Which is why I say, why would you ever think you would be allowed to land again at Dragonstone without being attacked in the water?
Okay, so we see Dany flying in. Rhaegal gets 3 bolt action arrows really fast and falls and dies. Then we see Euron with a scorpion on a boat and fired one at the dragon. And then here comes Dany with Drogon, who dodges them all. And Drogon has much better dodging skills, maybe because she has Dany. And I forgot to mention that Rhaegal falls underwater, gets hit with the arrows, survives the first couple, but then gets one through the neck and falls under the water. And hello, Craft Mama, great to see you. Right, Joe, that annoyed me. Dickhead tried killing his sister. Wolf defended her. Sansa lies about the situation instead of saying the wolf was saving Arya. Back to that situation. I agree. I'll never forgive Sansa for the Nymeria summer situation. Have a good night, Apulia. Thank you to everyone for popping on in as we, the Real Housewives of Westeros. Drogon next. Will Drogon die by the end of the series? Will all 3 dragons be dead?
Yes.
Yes. Now at this point, you're like, no way Drogon survives?
Yes.
Okay, next episode maybe? Okay, or as long as Dany's alive. I think, if anything, if Daenerys is to die, which I've always thought was going to happen, Drogon will die at that point. I don't think Drogon lives to have Jon Snow ride him. But possibly.
Nope, just Tyrion.
Ooh, okay. Well, we got the walking.
No, Dragon does not die because it goes along with my all these fucking people die except for Tyrion, who brings his wife back down from the south to rule the fucking Iron Chair.
Yeah, you and your Sansa and Tyrion stuff. I'm no big city cartographer, but I don't know where King's Landing is. There you go. I gave you one there. Who grumpy old man. Okay, that would make the world fair if all the dragons died. Jon stepped off his ride and it got crashed. Hopefully he has insurance. Are you trolling me? I've been distracted. I think Drogon lives but flies off after Dany dies. Dany is the only one that had air covered. You would think she would have seen a fleet of ships miles away laying in the waste to ambush them. That's what Joe was saying as well. George R. R. Martin may love the Targaryens, but he hates war and weapons more. Phil, the issues guy. Okay, so we see Dany flying in. She gets shot. We see Rhaegal die. She dodges them, and then Euron turns his aim at the ships and starts sinking her ships. Tyrion's forced to jump into the water and gets his head hit hard from the post and dies. Because he's underwater and gets knocked out and probably breathed in some water and died almost instantly. Because
don't worry, Missandei will pull him into the skiff.
I guess, but right, Tyrion dies, but no, he just climbs out. Next thing we see Varian. We see Varys and Tyrion. Varian, I guess that's their couple name. We see Varian still alive and washed in, and Missandei's missing and Grey Worm's looking, and he's screaming. He's screaming.
Here, Missandei. Here, girl.
Here, kitty. And no, they cannot find Missandei anywhere. I'm no big city lawyer, but I don't think they can find him anywhere.
She just took the skiff back to the Summer Islands.
Back to North. Okay, so no, Grey Worm and then Varys tells Dany she's making a mistake. Oh yeah, no, this is where Dany decides what to do.
Kill your enemies. All of them.
Your Grace, I promised you I would look you in the eye and speak directly if I ever thought you were making a mistake.
Varian.
This is a mistake.
Varian's gonna be a thing. No, I'm kidding.
You saw my child fall from the sky. They took Missandei.
Cersei needs to be destroyed. But if we attack King's Landing with Drogon and the Unsullied and the Dothraki, tens of thousands of innocents...
The Dothraki? There's Dothraki left?
A couple.
2? It was like 2.
5.
Like 5 or 6? What's going on? And how did Missandei get captured? We never saw it. No one knows. She apparently she was in the water, and Euron went back and grabbed her because they knew that she was Daenerys's most.
With all the splashing, her like trying to hit the Unsullied away from getting in the skip with her.
You're so funny.
Die. That is why Cersei is bringing them into the Red Keep.
David Granger says Jon knew Rhaegal needed a rest. Dany didn't care and brought him with him anyways and got him killed.
People you came here to protect.
David Granger,
I beg you,
that
Your
gets a spin,
Grace,
motherfucker.
do not destroy the city you came to save. Do not become what you have always struggled to defeat.
Shut up, Cat.
Do you believe we're here for a reason, Lord Varys? I'm here to free the world from tyrants. That is my destiny.
This is what I wanted to play.
And I will serve it no matter the cost.
I can't wait for Cersei to blow up the entirety of King's Landing.
No matter the cost, she will even the cost of her own sanity.
It could be a fortnight before Jon and the allied armies make it to King's Landing.
Okay, so time.
In the meantime.
We talked about time. It could be a fortnight. Wait. We actually got a mention of time. It could be a fortnight for Jon to get to King's Landing. So some mention of time.
How long's a fortnight?
To people in the live chat, tell me, is it 4 weeks? No, what's a fortnight? Is it a week? No. People that know things that Joe and I don't know. How long is a fortnight?
On Cersei's surrender. Offer her life in exchange for the throne. If there's a chance to avoid the coming slaughter, we should make the effort.
Speaking to Cersei will not prevent a slaughter.
2 weeks. 2 weeks. How long have you your trip to Mars? 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Perhaps it's good that people see that Daenerys Stormborn made every effort to avoid bloodshed, and Cersei Lannister refused. They should know whom to blame when the sky falls down upon them.
All the Fortnite fans are telling me it's 2 weeks. It's 2 weeks.
14 to Jesus, everybody out there.
Yeah. If people are like, Phil, don't you play Fortnite's 2 weeks? You fucking idiot. Okay, so all Lannisters must die? No, Lannisters not must die. No. 14 days, motherfucker. 14 it's been 14 days, 14 ways. I love the live chat. Okay, so Grey Worm and Varys tell her she's making.
And Lily's the only one that answered correctly.
Why?
14 nights.
14 nights. Ooh, that sounds even better. So Tyrion wants to speak to Cersei. Do you think this is just ridiculous folly on Tyrion's part? Is Daenerys right in any way in the situation that at this point she just needs to go the fuck there and give them fire and blood? At any point, is that the right thing to do for Dany to deal with this person like Cersei? I don't know. Like, what is the right thing to do for Daenerys in this situation? Like, I just want to give her
Siege the city, lock it off, nobody out.
Yeah.
Boom.
So, I don't know what they're trying to stop her from doing here in this situation. I get crazy Daenerys, but like I also think they're already sort of starting to undermine her at a certain point, and Tyrion is trying at all costs to keep his family alive and is sacrificing some of the logical plans to deal with this situation, even in a subconscious level, to protect his family.
To protect the innocents, not his family. Yeah, like
the innocence is the Lannister baby inside Cersei's belly. He's thinking about that a little too much in this situation.
No, I don't think so. I think he's using that to convince her, but he doesn't want to see. He wants to see the new queen that he believes in. I really believe that. A queen, a ruler that's not going to burn down a fucking city to get what she wants.
Yeah, I guess, but that's not Dany. Dany is I burn down cities when I get what I want. When I don't, and that's how I win. Some of her biggest her magic move is to burn everybody. That's what she does well. She Dracarys you. That's her like
It's her only move.
That's her Shazam. Like that and the Unburned thing. She's got a couple moves. And she's good at those moves. Those moves got her most of fucking Essos. You know, like she dominated with that move. You know, with the fire move. That's her thing. And people advised her against being her because they wanted her to fit into this box of what they wanted her to be. And that's a shame. Like, in some sense that she didn't, again, I go back to the beginning of this podcast. In retrospect, it's a shame that she didn't go in there with all three dragons and bring the might of her armies right at the beginning, right to Cersei's door and put them in this situation now. She's in the same situation she would have been in with one less dragon, a lot more scorpions, and a lot less troops. But whatever. Okay, so Varys and Tyrion have a talk about who would be a better ruler.
She's a girl who walked into a fire with 3 stones and walked out with 3 dragons. How could she not believe in destiny?
Right? Oh,
Perhaps that's the problem. Her life has convinced her that she was sent here to save us all.
How do you know she wasn't?
Then there's the problem of Jon Snow. Perhaps it's actually a solution.
Woohoo! David Granger.
You know them both. Tell me, who do you think would make a better ruler?
Boom. That seals your fate, dude. Tyrion gonna go say something.
You think so? You think Tyrion is gonna tell Daenerys that Varys is speaking behind his back?
He has to. He just made a direct threat on her life.
The wheels are in motion thing where Tyrion's too drunk to convince himself.
Tyrion's like, please shut up, stop, don't.
And Varys just gives him that look like,
done is done.
Yep. I've already set wheels in motion. And again, I don't know if that's how it was meant to be read, but the end of that scene very much played off like that. Like Varys has something going on. I can't wait to watch.
Not that it's already in motion, but he has something that he's willing to do or can set in motion.
Yes, I would agree with that. Could he be the person that sent notice to Cersei that Dany was coming?
No.
Could he have somehow gotten that information through the birds to Qyburn to tell Cersei that the dragon was coming to kill a dragon, to weaken Daenerys even more?
Scouts.
Yeah.
Scouts.
Okay.
You have a whole shoreline of places to look out and see if there's boats coming, and fields to sit in, and trees to sit in and watch to see if there's an army coming, and a cage you can keep with you with a crow. Flies right back to King Landing. Done.
This episode was what the kids say. This episode was life. Varys is sassy and a very manipulative man. I love it. They should marry. This is what they do. They should do it. Arya will kill the zombie Clegane, and Cersei will defeat the First Order in episode 9. She will. Her in the Knights of Ren will do that. Arya will stop Dany's madness. Oh my goodness. We got all of our great friends in the live chat and a lot of good folks too. Okay, so we're approaching the end of this episode. A couple more parts here. So Tyrion is too drunk, and we get all of that. So then we see the hero of our story. Well, every time he walks in, he gets some music of his own, and we get the true hero of the story. Jaime Lannister approaches. Yes, he asks Sansa, "What happened?" And Sansa gives him this whole fucking Cersei sucks. Fuck you. It's your fault, everything Cersei does.
I really wished I could have been there when she was killed. Then why didn't you go to Sansa?
Yeah.
You knew that's what they were going down there to do.
Yeah, you could have gone. Bran's a Stark, and he would have been at Winterfell. Bran's not going anywhere. You know, you didn't have to stay. Oh, but okay. So Jaime you could have stopped and seen Sweet Robin and tried to organize some of the Vale with you or something and replenish some of your forces. Okay, so Jaime approaches, and Jaime has a thought, and he's in deep thought. And we go off to bed as Jaime hears all of this, and he's in the happiness bed with Brienne, and he gets up in the middle of the night and he leaves, and all in one episode, because season 8 and 7 are shortened seasons where both could have been 10-episode seasons with enough stuff planned out, but whatever. We're not going to talk about old shit here. The romance situation that happens between Brienne and Jaime that was so built up for a while that I thought was done well when we got in the show. We unfortunately is short-lived, and we get a fortnight worth of time around or whatever. We get at least a week's worth of time that they were together, where we only really get to seem like it was a one-night drunk stand.
That shit happens, dude. There was still maybe a week, like we discussed.
Right, but it's a shame that we didn't have a little bit more time.
In there, right? I've spent years trying to build up a relationship with someone.
I know. I
and then like, what?
This is personal. This isn't This has nothing to do with any criticism of the show. This is just my personal fanboy goggles of the Brienne and Jaime-ness of it all that I've been waiting since that moment in the bathtub. Maybe even before that for this moment to happen, and it happened tonight in a fan servicey fun way.
The moment he laid eyes on her, who is that magnificent beast you brought with you, Catherine? Catelyn Stark.
Holy shit! Yep. And he, as Voltron said, hit it and quit it. Danny fly Robin around. He can throw her out the moon door. Oh my god! I really Analysis and Timo having fun. Gonna start banning each other. Our two mods would have mod attacks. So Brienne tells him, "You're a good man, Charlie Brown. Don't leave. Good man." And begs him to stay. And she.
They're going to destroy that city.
Great scene here between the two of them.
You know they will.
Have you ever run away from a fight?
You're not like your sister. You're not.
Hey, top shelf.
You're better than she is. You're a good man and you can't save her. You don't need
No,
to die with
I'm
her.
not.
Stay here.
I am not a
Stay
good
with
man.
me.
I throw boys out windows.
He helped that boy out.
I slaughter hundreds at River Run. I choke my own cousin. Yep. Not a good man.
I'm not a good man. I'm not a good man. And I hit it and I quit it, Brienne. Goodbye. I'm going.
Bitch.
I'm out of here. Two and you're done.
Before bitches, yo.
Yep. And he's gone. He's gone for his twincest. Back to King's Landing.
Oh, Jamie and John, man, you're gonna see him high five down there at King's Landing. Sisters before bitches, yo.
And then we
Sisters before bitches.
We get like a classic rock beat as people go off. And he walks away, a one man. But no, it's a really well acted scene between the two of them. I enjoy it a lot. It's a good build up. It's a good callback to all those moments that they had, whether it was in the bathtub, whether it was him saving her, or the arguments that they had at River Run during the Blackfish situation. Like was she there? Yeah, she was. Well, they had a lot of good moments together, and this was a good culmination if this is the last time that they see each other, which probably will be. So I wish it could have been more lasting, but that's more my shit. That would think that if it was a 10-episode season, that they would have been together over the course of 2 episodes before he left of time. That would have been spaced out, so it would have felt like more television time. But whatever.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and not only did I throw the boy out the window and all this other shit, but go see a doctor. You got gonorrhea now, bitch. Peace out.
Sorry. Sorry. Yeah. Peace.
I am not a good man.
Oh, I suck. Brienne pregnant would be a scene. I bet Jamie took a good one from behind. Oh my goodness. Were they using the Westerosian strap-on for some pegging? All the confessions you did to her.
No,
before.
just Jamie's stump, dude.
Oh yeah. Everything has a use, Joe. Every little item has a very special use. Okay, I believe Harriet is inductively... Okay, I'm jumping in other people's conversations. Okay, a few more situations here. Now, Dany's forces are at King's Landing. Varys and Tyrion, too, are there for a standoff, I guess. And Missandei we see up in the top of the... The fuck you, Joe. Shane Bell's going on in the live chat. The door is open. It's Qyburn and Tyrion. Time for a face-to-face conversation between these two. It's a lot of build-up.
Queen Daenerys demands Cersei's unconditional surrender. and the immediate release of Missandei of North.
Queen Cersei demands Daenerys' unconditional surrender. If she refuses, Missandei of North will die here and now.
Shut the fuck up, Joe.
You're playing his song, Timo. Timo 30 requested.
Shut the fuck up, Joe.
Unlimited. It just gives Joe power. This is his.
Shut the fuck up, Joe.
This is almost his theme song. Oh my goodness. Okay, so spin the wheel behind you. Spin that wheel. Spin it. Someone has an empty brand bag. Spin the wheel, Phil. You were triggering me, Joe. Does that make you happy? I love the fucking chat. I love our chat. I love how our chat has limited chill. I like Qyburn. Too bad he's on the wrong side. Yeah, this was a fun scene between the two of them. I'm not sure if we've ever seen them have this long of an interaction between each other, where we've seen Qyburn have a lot of moments with the other two Lannisters, or at least a few moments with Jaime and a bunch of moments with Cersei. So it was fun to see him with Tyrion, and I love how Tyrion sizes him up really quick for like, yeah, you don't matter, and I'm walking past you, but their interaction back and forth was.
Yeah, we could sit here and spout words. You're obviously not interested in listening to a negotiation.
Yeah. Tyrion and Qyburn rap battle coming soon to a YouTube channel near you.
But it's kind of foolish to think that there would have been any other response from Cersei.
That's what I'm talking about. Like,
obviously not going to say, "Oh, okay, let me come out," or "Oh, let me think about it."
Let Missandei go. Like, basically, what happens in the scene between the two of them is each one of them. It's funny. I almost want to play the first line of it because it's funny how they introduce the situation.
You're a rational man.
Or so I flatter myself, my lord.
We have a chance here. Perhaps our last chance to avoid carnage.
Yes.
Help me. I don't want to see the city burn. I don't want to hear the screams of children burning alive.
No, it is not a pleasant sound.
I don't want to hear it. Help me save this city.
My lord, I am only a mouthpiece for our queen.
Your queen.
Okay, shut the fuck up. Get away.
Cersei is queen of the Seven Kingdoms.
The part I wanted to play, which I think I've somehow missed it, or it's later in the scene, is when they talk about the Missandei situation, where Tyrion's like, yeah, if you let Missandei go, or it might have already happened, Daenerys will set you free, or you just let Missandei go and everything will be cool.
Yeah,
and then
the first thing they said to each other.
Yeah, and then Qyburn says back to him, yeah, no, if you surrender right now, we'll kill her. It's just a kind of funny moment between the two of them. So then we go back in. I don't know, like you were saying, Joe, there's not much to talk about in this scene because
neither one is going to back the fuck down.
Yeah, I think most of us knew what was going to happen. We did get a very good monologue, or I thought was an interesting monologue from Tyrion here, trying to convince Cersei. But again, I asked the question.
And the whole point.
I asked the question. Does Cersei? Where the fuck's Tyrion getting off here? What read has he gotten Cersei over the years to think she has any chill in her? She doesn't have that. She doesn't give a shit. How does he think he could ever appeal to her at this point in time? I know he cares about life, and this Tyrion really cares about protecting life at this point in time and doesn't want to see innocent people die. But when it comes to Cersei, I'm sorry, I know you disagree with me. I think he's trying to protect her and trying to reach her somehow because she is his sister and he cares about her and he cares about the Lannister family.
He wants her to do the right thing for everybody else.
Right. But he knows her well enough to know she's never going to listen to him. He's wasting air.
I agree.
Anybody but him would have a better shot. Davos going to, I'm no big city lawyer, Cersei Lannister, but you seem like a nice lady. If that would have a better chance than Tyrion.
And so that's the point. You know, whether or not he loves his family, his sister, his brother, his father, or any of that shit, right? Whether or not he, like you said, knows his sister. So he knows appealing to her, don't let all the citizens die. That's not going to work. You walked right up to her and said, you fucking hate them. They all hate you. Right? So I know you don't care about them burning and dying. That's why hopefully Qyburn cared. Qyburn didn't care either.
Oh, Qyburn does. He's like, it would be an interesting smell.
Right.
That's like
So I'm not going to make that same argument to you because I know you don't care about that. I'm going to make the argument to you, don't let your fucking baby die because I know that's all you care about. Still his main motivation. He just knows for sure, like you said, he knows his sister. He knows that most of this is all going to be hot air. The only way through to her is maybe through that unborn child in her belly. And that's the only way to save the city. He knows there's no real saving his sister at this point. As soon as she has that kid, she's being executed.
Phil Joe, to quote Master Aemon, wins in words. Post one. Here we go. Hound and Mountain predictions. I think the Hound does kill the Mountain at some point this season, but he sacrifices his life for him, as he said it. As soon as you believe someone is incapable of compassion, feel yourself, you've lost your own compassion and ability to experience true love. Don't be insensitive. I agree with that, but within that, you also can't be stupid and naive. And when you know somebody, certain people are certain types of folks. And Cersei Lannister is one of those type of people that Tyrion knows her so well and knows what kind of ability. He talks a lot about her compassion and her ability for love here in this scene and how she has this, I know I've seen it. He's underestimating what he knows about her capacity for hate. This is a woman that has hated him since the day he was born because he killed his mother, like squeezed his cock like that. She's heard that story from Oberyn, through Jaime telling him, oh God, Tywin, all of that. Tried to have him killed with the Joffrey situation. All these situations. What, at a certain point in time, if you ignore all those factors about somebody, you're not necessarily shutting off your heart, you're shutting off your brain. And you're damaging all your other relationships and the other people you care about because you're siding with a fucking crazy person like Cersei here and not that any other situation could have been better.
But they're still trying to save the citizens' lives. That's the ultimate goal, the realm, not Cersei. But here's the thing, LB in the chat there said it too. How the fuck are the citizens going to know? Soon as they fucking walk away, behead Missandei and the little fucking diplomatic enclave and the queen, they turn around, they go the fuck back to Dragonstone. Soon as they turn around and go back to Dragonstone, Cersei turns around and looks out over the crowd and goes, they said they will only, this only ends if I sacrifice all you citizens. If she's allowed to burn you all alive, I won't let that happen. Right? Like, they only know what they're told at this point. They don't know what's going on at the wall at all, even necessarily, that anyone's outside.
Yeah.
So,
no worries, top shelf. Either way, it was a fun question to answer.
The soldiers do start talking, though, too, about what they heard and stuff. There's a lot of witnesses.
Everyone talks, Joe. Okay, so Tyrion trying to save her life, not the baby's life. I don't know what Tyrion's doing here, but he does.
They hate you, and you hate them.
Joe's right. We got a Joe's right.
You're not a monster.
Happens. Yes, she is.
Yes, she is.
I know.
Yes, she is. Does he believe she's not a monster, or is he bullshitting her?
I've seen it.
He's bullshitting her, right?
Like, at this point, you got to know the Sept isn't standing.
Always loved your children.
Yeah, they know what she's done.
More than yourself. More than
Yeah,
Jaime.
that Pink Floyd, crazy, toys in the attic, Cersei's crazy, truly gone fishing. Tommen must have jumped so far to his death, 'cause she's crazy. She gave birth to Joffrey, she is crazy.
That doesn't
Crazy.
mean your life has to end.
You little shit. You little imp. You're in it now. Maybe I should do a Pink Floyd the trial the Game of Thrones thing. Okay, he was bullshitting her. Bullshitting. Mentioned her dead children, and then she looks down to Dany with tears. Cersei is a monster. So Dany and Grey Worm step forward, and she whispers to Missandei to set up the situation. Any last words? Now is the time. Missandei does not say anything at first. She just looks to Grey Worm and Dany. They're starting to lose it. Missandei is able to say Dracarys right before, and Missandei is beheaded by the mountain off the wall, and Tyrion looks to Dany, and Dany is just fucking done. Like flame on. Cersei gives this look like
Dracarys.
Yeah, it's bit, and that's what Missandei said to mean burn them all. Please burn them the fuck all, Dany. Why aren't you burning people? Why didn't you fly in and just burn all of them? And Missandei's upset. But Missandei goes out with a one-liner, and the show is a little less beautiful. But Missandei falls off, and Grey Worm freaks out, and Tyrion slowly moves, and and that is the end of our episode of Game of Thrones. Cersei and Dany both crazy. Everyone's crazy. Hey, Joffrey's a Lannister. No shit talking. Joffrey's crazy. I could accept not talking crap about what's their fuck. What was the daughter's name? I'm blanking on her name right now.
Who had a daughter?
Marcella. The
oh right,
the other dead Lannister. Yeah. So that's the end of our episode. I did capture some of the
Winterfell and defending.
Want to listen to what Dan and Dave had to say about this episode, Joe?
Massive pyres,
blowhards. Like,
come on.
I watched what they had to say last week, and they were like, it was like they gave us something out of that episode that money just can't buy. No, money bought it.
Lots of money bought it.
Fucking money bought it.
It was a lot of money.
You go give me that money, and then go back to fucking Ireland and do it again.
Yeah, if I worked for the
HBO, that money can't buy it.
Yeah,
because money fucking bought it. All right.
What does
money has bought it all, motherfucker? You fucking asshole. Go fuck yourself. Money. They gave us something really special. Money couldn't buy. No. They gave it to you because you paid for it. You don't pay. Fuck you. Pay me, D&D. You don't get this shit for free. Go fuck yourself.
In the scene in the first episode of the series, everyone's thinking about what they've just seen and
Okay, so I enjoyed the dialogue in this episode. I actually did as well, E. Martinez. I thought it was some of the best dialogue the show's had in a lot of seasons. I thought this episode and episode 2 both had pretty good dialogue. This one especially, I thought, had its moments of where it felt real. I very much enjoyed this episode. I said it before. This was probably my favorite episode of the season. Joe, I know you're a little bit tired, but you got time for a couple of voicemails and texts.
Always.
Oh, poor Joe. Poor Joe's yawning and tired. Oh, sorry, Joe.
Always.
I know. Joe is always tired. Joe, I get Joe at odd hours. I agree with Joe. Hell yes. Bronn can fuck right off. Oh, I didn't talk about that scene. Somehow I missed the scene with Bronn and Tyrion.
We talked about him getting the High Garden.
Yeah, I guess we did talk about it, but for some reason in the recap I missed it somehow.
Did we talk about Gendry? We didn't talk about the Gendry Arya romance in the at the party either.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about they did make out, and then she ditched him.
I'm just not a lady.
And then she ditched him. I'm not a lady tonight. It was a fun. Dany is awful. Everyone seems mad at this season, but I've been enjoying it.
Johnny, I've loved every episode.
Yeah, I think like anything, certain things are tough or easier to pick apart. I think last episode particularly, as I was saying earlier, was a fun ride at times, but an easy episode to pick apart, like a Michael Bay movie or another kind of action movie where there's a lot of holes and a lot of silliness you can like easily have fun with. But I generally had a fun ride with it.
Or you could do the other way and give us 4 seasons of shit before this season, in which case at this point you would hear some shit coming out of my mouth much akin to the way that shit comes out of my
You
mouth.
weren't a big fan of but you weren't a big fan of last season.
I wasn't a big fan of last season, but it's not like it give me 3 more of last season's coming into this.
Right, and you just want more Game of Thrones. You're still one of the contested of Game of Thrones is still better than 90% of the shit television out there.
They choked us for a year.
Yeah.
They fucking suffocated us for a fucking year.
They edged us.
If they had done that, but like if they had done the fucking Glenn shit, right, with the not the dumpster shit, but the Glenn and Abraham bashings or whatever.
Yeah, we did. Yes, we had the.
And then waited a fucking year, 2 years to come back to The Walking Dead after that, and you've forgotten about.
Oh, don't say those words. I know.
Then maybe it wouldn't have been such a horrible fucking thing coming back right away, But no, I had to wait 2 fucking years for more Game of Thrones. Last season wasn't shitty. There wasn't 3 other fully shitty fucking seasons to have me ranting about the mistakes and the awful stuff that I might have noticed about this episode. I still got the fucking saltine tasting like a goddamn fucking Oreo cookie, never mind a goddamn Ritz cracker in my goddamn mouth.
Oreo cookies. I just ate a Game of Thrones Oreo cookie earlier. They're good. I mean, they're just as good as regular Oreo cookies. I mean, it's the same fucking thing. I think it's like a little more expensive.
Does it have like a Stark head on, like a?
I'll show you. You can
Aryan dragon.
You want me to go get them?
Are they imprinted with the sigils?
Should I run up? Should I run up and get them?
Is it just like a logo on it? Did they do anything to the cookie itself?
I
need to know, Phil.
You'll see. I'll show you. Okay, so
come and see.
Johnny says, I don't want to be negative, but episode 4 was horrible. And just like last week, where most people thought last week's episode was bad, there was a few people that liked it. And what we like here is getting as many different people's opinions as possible. And that being said, let's go. We have some voicemails here in text. And as I mentioned earlier this evening, if we do not get to your voicemail and text tonight, on Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, give or take a half an hour or so, but probably around 3 p.m. Nick Hodges and I will be doing our weekly feedback show, and so make sure you call on in whenever you're listening to this. Again, 781-990-8509, and leave your message and feedback about this episode or anything about this season.
Paul, the Prince of Dorne is a kid named Griff.
So
that's who took over Dorne.
Let's play.
You missed the scene because when they were talking about that, they didn't actually film it. So
this is area code 515.
Podrick. Is
Dick. That's a great song, and that song is dedicated to what is it? Who is it? It's Pink Lash. Oh, Pink Lash's birthday. So one more time for Pink Lash. Instead of singing "Happy Birthday," let's all sing
a little pod dick.
Podrick, happy birthday, Podrick. Okay, we don't have to sing along, but we can listen to it one more time. That's great stuff. Area code 515. Thank you for adding another song to our list with Dick on and our Sansa song. Great stuff. Jennifer Brooks says, weak episode, Pod the Rod getting his threesome on. That kind of rhymed. That was a really good one. And as always, hashtag fuck them dragons, but damn, man. Thank you, and huge, again, happy birthdays to the Pink Lash 007 in the live chat. I hope we pick up the reads. We were talking a little bit about that on the pre-show with the reads, and whether someone asked if we thought that we would see them again, and I hope so, but more than likely, I don't think so. If anything, I think I would like to see it mainly to see Greywater Watch more than I even want to see Howland Reed at this point, especially in the show. I mean, it would be cool to see him, but I want to see their. But I don't think there's enough time.
Why? At this point, Mira's gone. Why bring her back?
There's no reason. If
There's
we were,
no-
I would have liked to.
Even mentioned any
No, there's no mention. The only person that would have a connection to them is Bran, and Bran's at Winterfell. So the best we could hope for is Mira shows back up at Winterfell at some point in time. But I don't think we're actually going to see Howland or go to the Watch. Looks like the show is tossing the Green Men and the Isle of the Faces being tossed in the dumpster too. Yes, yang it yang. It looks like it's going to suck when Game of Thrones ends and we have to watch fucking Westworld or something else. And that's the thing too. As fun as it is to be able to pick apart something you love, it's like a great singer that I love Robert Plant from Led Zeppelin, but I can still sometimes make fun of him and go, baby, baby, push, ooh, love, love, love. But I fucking love Zeppelin or Perry Farrell's another example of a singer I love, but I can make fun of him too. Game of Thrones is a show like that. At this point, sometimes it's easy to pick apart and stuff, and I have fun doing it sometimes. We had fun last episode, and we liked last episode picking apart some sections of it. But it's still, we have 2 episodes of Game of Thrones left, and just like anything, nostalgic glasses are going to pop on real quick, and months from Game of Thrones being over, everyone's going to be, I miss Game of Thrones. Oh, fuck. Game of Thrones is over. Shit.
Dude, it's been 2.5 fucking hours.
I can't wait to watch it again. I agree. And
I miss Game of Thrones.
And I can't believe that we only have 2 more weeks of this, Joe.
Oh fuck, man.
2 more, and I don't want to get emotional and sad here when it comes down to it, but because we're obviously more podcasts afterwards and lots of stuff to talk about it afterwards about other shows. And Joe and I also, for anyone who's wondering, we were still planning on doing a Cobra Kai season 2 discussion. We just have to figure it out. Hopefully sometime this week we will figure that out. I just finished watching it for the second time, and I know Joe is still edgy to talk about that as well. So we got a couple more voicemails we'll play, and then I'm going to let Joe go, and we're going to play the rest of the voice messages on the feedback show. But let's see, here we come from 859, area code 859, Joe.
Ooh, Louisiana.
Yes, Phil, Joe. This is the best episode of Game of Thrones. I'm not bashing last week's episode, but this was phenomenal because you get everything you want in this episode. You get the love, you get the Gendry at the Storm's End, and maybe Arya as the Lady of Storm's End, and maybe Tyrion and Sansa gonna hook up. I love it. I think it's the best episode of Game of Thrones because we're back to some throne play here, fellas.
Yeah.
Now let's let it ride. We'll see what happens.
It's the best episode this season so far.
Yeah, I think it's the best episode this season as well too.
As much as I liked episodes 1 and 2, this is still
this was a quality step above for good or for bad. Now people are saying, "Hey, you fucking pandering assholes, it sucked." But no,
I pointed out some bullshit about this episode.
Yeah, of course. We definitely do. Pinklish, Westworld went off the rails. Not sure where they're going. Season 2 was kind of trash. Season 2 had its moments. I don't want to go down on too much of a Westworld rant. I am eager to see season 3 and where they go with it, especially with the additions of Aaron Paul to the cast. Eager to see Aaron Paul work again and see where he fits into the storyline and fits into it. Everything.
Westworld, let's talk about Aaron Paul and Breaking Bad instead.
Okay, so Aaron Paul is starring in a Breaking Bad spin-off movie, or not spin-off movie, a sequel to the end of Breaking Bad to see what happens to Jesse, and I assume also close off the Saul story, which is also exciting. So I think there's going to be some littering at the end of Saul to lead into that movie that's going to be on AMC, and I don't know if it's also going to be released on Netflix. So it's going to be live on AMC, released, and then eventually released on Netflix, I believe is what I read. More information about that, and we all will obviously be covering that. And as we sort of a couple more voicemails, but as we start to wrap things up, and if you're fans of other shows, make sure you do stay subscribed to us because we talk about a lot of other shows coming up. As we mentioned, Cobra Kai and Better Call Saul. We won't talk about any of the other shows we talk about right now, but those are two we'll be talking about very soon. Okay, so do a Jane's Addiction episode after Game of Thrones is finished, just because I like that. Well, I would definitely want to do some more music podcasts, and a Jane's Addiction one would be fun. So let's listen to an Antoine Thomas message. Sometimes, let's do this.
Hello, Phil. This is Antoine. In case you're wondering about this is an early call where I can get to the Sunday review in time. And this is for Phil, Joe, and Katie. I told you this past
Good luck.
Wednesday about how I feel is the fact that I am
Hey,
a
Bubba.
true Targaryen fan. And yes, I know some people that was on the chat line had a problem with what I said, but hey, fuck them, okay? I mean, I am a Targaryen fan all the way to the end. If people don't like that, the hell with them. I mean, it's all about staying loyal to the house that you think is interesting. But my personal opinion is Crownlands is going to be the new land for Jon and Daenerys, and they going to get those people the Lannisters brought in and the Baratheons brought in out, and the Baratheons people that's in King's Landing are going to be sent back to Storm's End. But I'm gonna tell you this from a true fan. After this war, Daenerys and Jon are going to form the Crownland. Aegon and Daenerys are going to form the Crownlands as their own. Dragonstone's going to be a part of it. Harrenhal is going to be a part of it. Because, wait a minute, Harrenhal is part of the Crownlands. So, while I don't know why I put that in there, even though I looked at the map, it's still there. It's part of the Crownlands. But more than Stormland, which is Kingswood, is going to be part of the new Valeria. But this is the way I feel and stuff. But this here is going to be, and I believe Daenerys and Jon, they don't need to fight. They need to work together to build a new Satya Yuga, which is the Hindu version of the Golden Age.
And a lot of great stuff there from Antoine. And I think what he wants more than anything is the Targaryens to rule again in the Game of Thrones universe, and push that through. So
unfortunately, Antoine, both Dany and Jon will be dead.
And very possible. And
I'm saying it now. It's going to be Tyrion and Sansa sitting on the throne. Everybody else dead.
Speaking of dead, let's see what we got dead wrong tonight from our good buddy Jay.
Is it just me, or is it more sad that Rhaegar died than Missandei dying? All right, later.
Okay, yes. As much as I like the character of Missandei, and I thought
I've been ready for her to go.
Yeah, her and Grey Worm scenes drag shit down. It makes an interesting choice where I thought they were going to go the Grey Worm dies and keep Missandei alive. I like that they kind of went in that direction. It was, if I didn't know it was coming.
It needed to be Missandei to more and more alienate her, take away more and more of the associates.
Exactly. Missandei is one of those people that could keep Daenerys sane. As a true friend, someone she knows she can trust, that truly has her back. And as Daenerys moves forward in the situation, part of what's going to catapult her to make those decisions is the feeling of isolation, feeling like she's on her own.
She'll be more unstable after having lost more and more. Jorah is gone. Missandei is gone. Most of the fucking gone.
Yeah.
Who did she got left from her original fucking crew?
Yep. And Rice says, question, did you guys catch the Onion Knight talking to Tyrion about the Lord of Light and the Red Army coming to help Dany, and Euron looks up and sees the Red Witches hurling fire at them? I did catch that, and it was interesting that we got another mention about the Lord of Light just disappearing and moving through. I thought that was a cool moment between the two of them, and perhaps, and something it was like he was asking questions, and one of the characters, I forget which was saying which at the moment, but one was asking these questions that were actually important to me, and I wanted to know the answers. And the other one was like, we don't need to know that. We don't need to know where the Red God did, or there's anything about any of this information. Not important.
Not important.
Okay, couple more, Joe, and then we'll call it here.
Yeah, she's got nobody left. Nobody from since before she bought the Unsullied.
Okay, we got one more from Jay here. It's a longer one. Let's play a little part of it.
Hey, here's a question. Do you think Jon would be a better ruler than Dany would turn out to be, based on like what you've seen of them in the show so far?
Do you think that Jon would be a better ruler than Dany from what you've seen with both of them?
Yes.
I do too. I think he's more likely to listen to other people's opinions, make a decision when he has to, but he seems a little bit more flexible to other people's influences.
And second, if Jon were to rule, what army would he have at this point? All the wildlings said, hey, we're going to go back up to the real north. So they're basically going to go to where the wall blew up and walk back over. I guess.
When you rule, you have whatever army you want to have. You build a new army.
Yeah, he'd have everybody.
You conscript men. You draft men. You know.
Joe lies, but in a Game of Thrones world, folks you like die, and this is why my nerves are bad. Jon doesn't know how to rule. Remember Winter? Is the Winter still here? Because the Night King died, is Winter over?
No, Winter's still here.
Winter's still there? Winter still came? Winter still
it's just not bad.
Their loyalty has nothing to do with her.
Winter's still happening. And what we got? We got one. Oh my goodness. What is that? We got a text message that from 484 that I cannot understand, that came in through with like a lot of text. Let's go over here. One thing about crossbows, Braun, they take too long to reload. No way he did that fast.
This was the new design crossbow.
Phil, how do I get into the Game of Thrones chat? Erico 951. I don't know if you can still hear me, and hopefully you found your way into the chat. I'll text you later. It's on the YouTube video under the chat tab. Love you and Joe, but the question here is, are the other allies to join the fight in King's Landing? Yeah, are there going to be other allies to join the fight in King's Landing?
Yeah, the Dornish are coming up, they said. Prince Dorne sending allies.
Did they mention that? Did I miss that?
Yeah, and then they also mentioned, you even played the clip of it because I missed it in the episode, but I caught it in your clip. And they mentioned that Asha took over the
Iron Islands, that she's still got their side too.
The very next sentence after the Iron Island sentence was the Dornish sentence.
Okay, so hey Phil, I know I'm not going to be the only one to point this out, but Cersei literally had Dany, Varys, Tyrion, Drogon, and archers in Scorpion range. Why didn't they do anything?
Why didn't they do anything? Honestly, those Scorpions could have fired bolts all up and down fucking Drogon.
Yeah, Drogon was just sitting there.
It made no sense to me. Somebody aimed for Dany.
Yeah, I don't know.
Why wouldn't Cersei have just fucking, okay, Tyrion walked forward, kill her hand too. Kill the hand, cut off the bitch's head, throw her off the wall, and let's get out of here, go for lunch.
Oh my goodness, we got this message on Thursday. It's 10 a.m. on a Thursday, so obviously I'm drunk at work. Just doing enough. It's slow here. It's killing time, and I'm eating Taco Bell, and the Fuck Sansa song is stuck in my head.
Nice.
And
because he only got a few hours. He worked all night last night and only got 2.5 hours of sleep today.
And we got Broke, who says, Phil, when you're doing the last season of Gotham soon, I still have to watch it. You think we're going to get a Drogon clothed in armor because those Scorpions are affected? We should have gotten that sooner, and it's a shame that we haven't got it yet. Take a wake up. Do you have work? You have work at 5 a.m. Crazy. Sansa bet. I have work at. I have to get up at like 6 hours. 6 hours, but whatever. I'll be up anyway. I barely sleep.
Yeah, I've had 2 hours of sleep in the last 48.
Yeah, well, you're a trooper for making it here. We're to the end, Joe. We can put up our sleeves. put up our wrists. We can put up our
wrists.
We can put up our wrists.
Here we go.
Oh my goodness. So everybody, I know we've got a few more voicemails and a few more texts, but I'm going to save those for the feedback show. And please leave comments on this video and let us know what you thought of this episode and what you think of the season so far, and leave some questions for myself and Nick Hodges for Thursday. I may be on again earlier in the week. I have sort of a weird week off, and so I might come back and do a trailer breakdown podcast by myself at some point this week. And I may, and Joe and I possibly, if we can figure it out, might be on one day this week for some Cobra Kai, if we can. So you might see me a little bit more often this week.
And I won't be as tired. I'll tell you that.
It's the time of day. What is Sir Davos becomes the king? Oh, that would be amazing. Timo, facts, Phil to TV shows too soon.
He's not a sir. He's a lord.
Oh my goodness. Get to other shows, Phil. Thank you, Phil and Joe. Great show. Pink Lash, happy birthday. Glad to help you start your birthday out with a little extra silliness tonight. And huge thanks to all of our Super Chat donators that were amazing tonight. Hopefully I kept up pretty well with the wheel tonight. Someone say Miyagi-Do. I'm like, that. I wonder how quickly Joe would wake up if we just shifted that to that kind of conversation. You'd be like, wait a second. We're talking about.
I have no brain capacity right now. It'd be hard for me to think about it.
Especially after tonight's episode. So if you haven't already and you guys enjoyed this, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share the channel with a friend. As I mentioned, I'll be on a little bit more this week.
If you really liked it, hit the donate button.
Yeah, keep Joe talking for like 5 more minutes. But no, everybody, thank you so much. I'm loving this season. Big fangirl. Thank you. No, thank you. Timo, I'm no big city lawyer, but I love you, Timo. I don't like how Ghost wasn't in scenes properly. They had the money. I also don't like how Ghost was seemed to be minimized also in size, scope, and importance. And it's a shame. It's a shame.
Size big time minimized. He looked tiny.
He did, especially if we compare him to the way Nymeria looked. And Ghost has been on his own running around, so he does. He should. He should have been bigger. Yep. Smash that like button, as people in the live chat said, if you enjoyed this video, or even if you didn't, just, it helps out. But we do appreciate it and appreciate all the support we've been getting this season of Game of Thrones. And yeah, can't wait till next week's, which will be the penultimate episode of Game of Thrones, Joe.
Not cool.
Not fucking cool, dude. Not cool, dude. We're not okay with this. When it really comes down to it, we're excited for this to end. I know some people are like, stop it, but I have too much fun, even when it's silly stuff to be able to pick apart and get nitpicky with, or episodes like last week, which are fun to pick apart with a big pick. It's still, we don't have as much fun in anywhere really in any other shows that we talk about, and we talk about a lot of shows than we do getting to talk to you folks about Game of Thrones. So yeah, we're gonna miss it in the
Walking Dead approach, and we could do 20 more years of this.
Yeah, they could have split the difference and done 10 though.
Yes. Actually, put the shit in the show that should be in the show. That was in the books.
Yeah, you know.
Not just gloss over a whole bunch.
But whatever. I'm being Veruca Salt now. I'm being little Daenerys. I want it now. Okay, give it to me now.
No, I don't want it now. I want it for the next 3 years. So.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not ready for it to be over, Joe. And I wanted it last year too. What the fuck was up with that? Hey. Good night, everybody. You guys are awesome. It makes me sad not to play loud. Good night, everybody. Podrick did not have to pay again. Happy name day, Pink.